Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Thursday, April 20th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $, ORIONNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Chicago Cubs live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. So this particular matchup was supposed to start about an hour and a half ago, roughly about an hour ago. And they had the rain delay, and then they delayed it again. So we should be able to get started here in about 10 minutes, unless they do another evaluation. But I'm hoping an hour delay is good after the storm passed through, and then we'll get going. Let's go through some of the thumbs and things that we have set up here for today. Leading off for the Dodgers in right field, James Outman. Batting second for LA, first baseman Freddie Freeman. Batting third, the DH, J.D. Martinez. Batting cleanup in fourth, third baseman Max Muncie. Batting fifth from center field, Trace Thompson. Batting sixth, left fielder David Peralta. Batting seventh, second baseman Miguel Vargas. Batting eighth, shortstop Luke Williams. Batting ninth, catcher Austin Barnes. And on the mound for LA, Michael Grove. And then let's flip it over. And then we'll end up doing the Cubs. All right, leading off for the Chicago Cubs, second baseman Nico Huerna. Batting second, shortstop Dansby Swanson. Batting third, left fielder Ian Happ. Batting fourth, right fielder Seiya Suzuki. And I haven't seen him play all year, so I'm actually kind of excited to see what he can do. Batting fifth, center fielder, the former Dodger Cody Bellinger. Batting sixth, the third baseman Patrick Wisdom. Batting seventh, DH Eric Hosmer. Batting eighth, first baseman Trey Mancini. And batting ninth, catcher Tucker Barnhart. And on the mound for the Cubs, Javier Assad. So, this got delayed twice. So initially it was going to start the stream at 4:30. First pitch was supposed to be at 4:40. Then they said 5 o'clock, and then they said 5:45. So I'm hoping that the storm went through. I know there was a tornado warning in Chicago, but I figured if I had the chance to do either this matchup or to do the Diamondbacks and the Mets, which I don't really have a connection with either of those teams, would I be willing to do that matchup? Of course, but it was going to be on after this one. So after the rain delay, it just made sense that I would rather do the Dodgers and the Cubs. Dodgers will always be second to the Mariners. And I hope everyone is okay there in Chicago. It doesn't sound like anything too crazy has happened. There was a tornado warning and then a big storm that kind of passed through. They had the tarp on the field at around 4:30-ish Pacific time when the game was supposed to start at 4:40. But when I went into the Chicago weather report, because I was like, what the fuck is going on here? They said that the big chunk of the storm was going to pass through at 5 p.m. my time, which would have been about 37 minutes ago. And I don't know how long it lasted. So now MLB Big Inning is on MLB Network, where they're showing the Rockies up 4-0 on the Phillies. And then we also have, who else is on right here? This looks like it's the Reds and the Pirates that are split screened as well. So as soon as we hit 5:45, and if everything's a go, boom, they're going to just get off these two games, focus on the Dodgers and Cubs, and we'll be ready to go. Megan is in the building. What it do? How are you? Jameson's in the building. How are you? What's good? Joe's in the building. How are you? Yeah, and I'll probably end up watching a little bit, and I'm not sure, how long you're going to be able to be on this stream or another stream. But if you are on the stream at one point or another, if I'm still streaming this game, since I think the first drop of the puck is about an hour and 2 minutes from now. It's supposed to be, I think, 6:40 Pacific time. So I don't know if they can go up 2-0. Typically, if you upset in the first game, 90% of the time, right? When you're not supposed to even win that first game, then the team that typically is better wins game 2, and especially if they're still in Colorado. So, I mean, is there a 10% chance Seattle wins? Of course, but they would have to play fantastic, I feel. But you never know. Maybe it's Seattle's year. Maybe they'll go a little bit further than people think. I have been kind of, listening to some of the hockey fans across, the United States, and a lot of them that are frustrated with their own teams that are in or not in the playoffs. I have heard that a lot of people are outside of being Seattle fans and Kraken fans. They are rooting for Seattle to do something. So seems like they've built a pretty good thing, with their franchise when you have rivals and you have other fans of other franchises rooting for the newbie. It's always cool to be the newbie, and, you probably shouldn't be in the playoffs. If you're like 2 or 3 years in from an expansion team, you're not supposed to be in the playoffs yet. Usually it's like 4 or 5 years, but every once in a while, Jacksonville Jaguars, you get these certain teams that will come out of expansion. It's the 2nd or 3rd year, and then they do make it because they have good chemistry and they have some pretty good talent. So has it? What's going on out there? Is it been crazy windy, rainy? I know there's some storms that are kind of going out there as well. But again, like I said, tornado warnings. And I mean, I know that we're in April, but obviously if you live in that part of the country, I know it doesn't really stop. So they're showing the Rocky game and the Phillies game here in Oregon on MLB Big Inning. Phillies are struggling. Mariners are struggling. Cardinals are struggling. So we got a lot of, fans, that, represent on the channel that, man, it's, it didn't really start off the way that I think a lot of us thought, but with like the Phillies, you don't have Bryce Harper. That's a big part of it. And a lot of guys aren't really hitting that well early. I mean, a lot of times it takes until, about May or June to really find your rhythm. So I know a lot of these teams can turn it around, but you also have to give it up for the teams that are overachieving, like the Tampa Bay Rays, right? The Atlanta Braves and the Milwaukee Brewers. So those are the 3 best teams. Now, you could have probably said Braves, right? But I don't know if anyone on planet Earth would have said, yeah, I think the Brewers and Tampa Bay will be right up there with them, and they'll be the 3 best at this point in the season. So Dodgers, another team that's struggling as well. So yeah, keep me updated with that. Odin in the building. How are you? Missed you guys. Sarah's not feeling well, but she'll hang out as long as she can. So let's get to 100 in donos. Let's do it. And like I said, if I have a chance to do, Dodgers and do Cubs, and really the only reason I'm able to do this particular matchup is that I was actually offered access into the room earlier because someone got off work a few hours early. So I had more time to prep. So, I usually need about an hour to get everything, finished on my end before I even start anything. So if that wasn't able to happen, I think she got off work at like 1. So I hopped in here, I think at like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and I was just trying to get ready for that 4:40 first pitch and then the rain delay. And we're in the top of the 9th with the Pirates and the Reds. And they just went big screen on that one. There we go. Yeah, so we got a little bit of baseball, a little bit of basketball, a little bit of hockey, a little bit of everything. And it's a holiday today. We all know that. David Bednar, 8 games, 2-0. ERA of 1.13. Man, I wish I had some of that in Seattle. Kraken head coach was assistant coach for the Leafs. Okay. Yeah, but Seattle's got, cool uniforms because I really think it starts off, it's about who the owner is, the GM, but, you got to look good, feel good, play good. And, having nice colors in a cool looking jersey. I know sometimes things, people think that that's just like, some superficial stuff or that doesn't matter. But I mean, trust me, if you've ever played sports or played anything competitively, you know what I mean? There is a little bit of truth to that. Sometimes people are superstitious, they got their lucky socks, they got their lucky glove, but if you have like a really good looking uniform, I mean, yeah, sometimes that will give you a little bit of extra oomph and extra energy out there. And I do like Seattle's look. I was actually surprised that their concept of what the logo was going to look like, the colors that they were going to use, I thought it was absolutely perfect. It nailed, Seattle culture, and not being Mariners and not being Seahawks, but, you're going to have kind of a similar, theme and vibe, but just a little bit different, putting your little spin on it. And yeah, I like it. And I probably will start watching more and more. I'm not ever get to the point where I watch every game. I don't think I'll ever be that hardcore. But maybe, trying to catch a matchup from time to time moving forward will probably be something that I do. I mean, especially since I live here in the Northwest, it's, good to, get caught up with the, team and what's going on. Popped up. 2 away. And hopefully we get started here. All right, here we go. Did they just, are we here? Oh my, they took the tarp off. And there's players on the field, so it looks like we're ready to go. Heck yeah, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, leading off in the matchup that was supposed to start about an hour and 5 minutes ago, right fielder James Outman. And on the mound for the Cubs, Javier Assad. First pitch, popped foul by Outman. 0-1 count. All right. Now I feel good. Now I'm ready to go. It's like that antsy feeling, just waiting and waiting and waiting. And I was like, I really hope that this game doesn't get canceled because I already spent like an hour and a half of my time prepping for it. That would have been kind of a waste, but pitch is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Come on, James. Hammered foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, well, everyone did. If you were a legacy account holder, if you were a famous person and you don't want to pay Elon, then, and then you just don't have it anymore. But, there's still going to be like, fraud accounts and whatnot. But the difference is, the famous people are going to have 1.2 million followers and then the fake account might have 120. So, I mean, people are going to know who the real accounts are, especially if you are familiar with, what content they're putting out. And, people can always copy like like a profile photo and troll and, do that. But yeah, because I think maybe, Elon thought that, just the mystique of it, of having that, would be enough for the rich people, the famous celebrities and athletes to pay. And yeah, it might be a status symbol that for some of them, yeah, they want it on there. You know what I mean? Compared to the, thousands and millions that don't have one. Right. But there's also going to be ones that are like, fuck it, I'm not going to pay, 10, $11, for just that. This is me. And if it's me, it's me. Right. So. Next up, Freddie Freeman. Chopped right up to the second baseman. Shortstop. Bang. 2 away. Next up for the Dodgers, DH J.D. Martinez. Yeah, and it's always good too because maybe you weren't fully invested in hockey before, but then when you can see something with your Seahawks, and then you got the Kraken now being something, it's now you have another thing to follow, something other than waiting for NFL to come back, even though the draft will be here shortly. Big swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Come on, JD. Top of the first, 0-0, 2 away. Javier Assad on the mound. JD Martinez in the box. 0-2 pitch. Come on, JD. Pitch is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, if you would have told me that the Cardinals, the Dodgers, and the Mariners were all going to be ass at this point of the year, I would have probably laughed. But we're all kind of in that same category. Big swing and a miss. Struck him at. JD gets struck at. 1, 2, 3. That was too easy. All right, time for Chicago. Let's see what they can do. Leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the first inning, second baseman Nico Werner. Batting second, shortstop Dansby Swanson. And batting third, left fielder Ian Happ. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Bottom of the first. Well, I'm glad the game didn't get canceled. That would have really been irritating. Yeah, but I mean, with Elon buying it for all that money, of course he's a smart guy. So I know a lot of people, probably were upset having to pay money for the verified check, or if you wanted the Twitter Blue, But it just depends on the situation of the person. If it's just anybody that's trying to do it, someone like me that would want to do it, but it gets to a point where if they're getting paid by advertisers, they need to find other ways to have money come in, depending on how much money they put out to purchase it. So I know not a lot of people like it, but I mean, he is a businessman, and it does make sense. I mean, it has been free for 11, 12, 13, 14 years. So people have got to take advantage of all that. And I don't know. I mean, if you're a rich person, I guess it's up to you to decide if you want it or not. Also probably depends on how established your account is. If you already have millions of followers, then maybe that's something that, you don't have to pay for it. But maybe you're a pretty famous person and you're under 1 million, but you're still like pretty established in the high 100,000s. Yeah, maybe that is something that you're going to pay the money, until you get to a point where they know that this isn't like some kind of, high-end troll account. It actually is used. So, but for every person, it's going to be different. Pitch is low for Michael Grove, but called strike. 0-1 pitch is high. 1-1 count, 1 ball, 1 strike from Grove. Come on, Michael. Show me something, baby. Yeah. Oh, Phillies is another team too. We can add them to the another team that we thought that would be much better starting the season. So we got Phillies are ass, my Mariners are ass, Cardinals are ass, Dodgers are ass. It's like, but it shows you how incredibly important pitching is. And if you're missing a guy like Bryce Harper, that fucking doesn't help either. But pitching has been a big, big problem. Not only for Dodgers but Cardinals and Mariners. I think Cardinals are averaging like their starting pitching is like over a 5. So any help that you guys can get with guys getting healthier, bringing guys in is going to be like a must if you want to try to make the postseason and get the record turned around. I mean, I'm thinking Mariners might have to do the same. We have to figure it out. DH, it sucks. 7, 8, 9 holes suck. And then the pitching overall has not been up to par. Oh, yeah, it's a holiday. It's a holiday, baby. 2-2 pitch. Chopped foul. And I really do love both of these organizations. My dad has been a loyal fan of the Dodgers since the 50s. So, of course, I'm going to follow like a T. And then my dad's mom, who's passed away, she was a Cubs fan. And, they were just always on WGN. So she always would watch. And I'd always go over there every once in a while. And they'd have lunch and Cubs game would be on. A lot of memories when I was a kid. Popped up. 1 away. Nico with a pop-up. Next up. Shortstop, Dansby Swanson. Nico lined out to center. Let's see what Dansby can do next. And I like the uniforms and the colors of the teams. I feel like the pinstripes are so money that the Cub uniforms are wearing. The white with the blue pinstripes, those are, oh my God, those are nice. Those remind me of like the Sandberg and the Mark Grace, the Andre Dawson, the Damon Berryhill, the old school days. Even when Greg Maddux was on the Cubs when he was drafted before he went to the Braves. How did the Cubs drop that ball? They're like, oh, Greg Maddux? Sure, you can have him. 0-1 pitch. There we go. Nice job, Dansby. Right up the gut for a single. Said, think so. No problem. Next up, left fielder Ian Happ. Oh, no worries, brother. I'll be here. Yeah, but at least with Oakland, they're going to go to Vegas now. I was actually hoping that they were going to come to Portland or somewhere else, so that way there could be and there still might be expansion teams that come around, but it sounds like they got the Vegas deal done, so they're going to be building that, and then that's the last Oakland team, and they're going to be gone, and they'll be the Las Vegas A's. So at least they'll get people to show up in Las Vegas. There's a lot of rich drunks and a lot of rich people in general that will love to go to see baseball there. So. Because, Oakland's only averaging about 10, 11,000 people a game. And if your stadium holds 20 to 50,000, that's not good. So, but also their organization never spends money. It's like the whole Moneyball thing, but they took it to an extreme where they're like never spending money. Got him at second. Woo! There we go. Good double play by the Dodgers there. Are they going to review this? Yeah. So, not a whole lot of news. We got the Scherzer 10-game suspension with the rosin and whatnot. And so he's going to appeal. The Oakland A's are going to be going to Las Vegas, and they're going to start building. But they're not going to be ready until, much later. I think it's, 2027 is, the time that they think they'll be done or later. So, 2027 to probably 2029, somewhere in there. It's going to take a lot of money and time, but I think they're reviewing, but I'm pretty sure we're done here. All right, let's go to the top of the second. All right, leading off for the Dodgers. And I got to change the logo. We got to switch it up, baby. There we go. Leading off the third baseman, Mad Max Muncie. Batting second, center fielder, Trace Thompson. And batting third, left fielder, David Peralta. Let's go, baby.
Use Priceline. They have package deals no one else has.
Yeah, I think that's what I think I probably read the same thing that you did. Yeah, the 2027 was their ideal time that they were going to try to do that. But again, they'll make, at the very least, they'll double or triple their numbers because people are always excited when something new comes out. And, and if they actually start spending money, yeah, maybe the A's could actually contend, in the division. But, they did it to themselves in Oakland. If they're not willing to pay money, make things better, not pay for free agents, and you're happy to finish in last, and all the season ticket holders were like, screw you, I'm just going to stay home. That's not a good look for any organization in any of the four major sports where it's like there's no effort, Now, if you're looking to go get memorabilia, that might have been the number one hot spot in Major League Baseball to get a baseball. Because if there's barely anybody there, and, no one cares, hell, you could probably get home run balls, foul balls, balls from either team. It's probably one of the easier places to probably get a ball if you know what you're doing, if you know where to sit and know where to go. I think it increases your chances quite a bit if you have that many less people and they're just on their phones or drinking or not really even caring. Some people are hardcore and they're watching the game when they go to Oakland. But I imagine some of them are just season ticket holders and they're like, well, I guess I'll, watch. But they're not in for the long haul, All right, we're in the bottom of the first. Let's go. They had to review that. Top foul.
You're hitting 319 as a team in your fourth. You think about how hard it is to score runs and how hard it's been the last couple of years.
1-1 pitch to Suzuki. Pitch is low. 2 balls, 1 strike. I haven't watched him play all year.
First in the National League, third in the majors in runs per game.
Chopped towards third base. Got him. Now we go to the top of the second. End of 1. We're knotted up at 0. Yeah, and the only reason I remember the whole Greg Maddux is I actually have the Greg Maddux rookie card. It's like a Don Russ, and he's got a little mustache. It doesn't even look like Greg Maddux. It was like before he turned into the phenom, just like right when he first came up. It's like from 86, 87, Don Russ, way back in the day. Like when I first started kind of collecting around 85 to 87. So, all right, leading off now after they had to go through the review process and everything else. So leading off will be third baseman Mad Max Muncie. Batting second, center fielder Trace Thompson. And batting third, left fielder David Peralta. What's good, brother? How are you? Nice win yesterday with no Giannis playing. Pretty impressive. You know, it shows you, Holiday might be the most underrated player in the NBA overall. You know, you still got guys out there. You're going to need them to be able to get past a team like Boston. If he's not 100%, you're not going to be able to go all the way. You know that. But hopefully he gets healthy enough to go out there and, help you guys. I would really love to see a Celtics-Bucks Eastern Conference final. That could be better than the championship, the actual NBA finals, because that'll probably be Milwaukee, Boston, or, Denver, I would assume. And I'm still rooting for your Lakers, Jameson. I'm still rooting for your Lakers to beat the Grizzlies. All right, we're on the top of the second. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Thursday. Muncie popped up foul. Bat 237. Slugging percentage of 593. Mad Max, baby. Oh, shit. Yeah. There we go. There it is. Mad Max Muncie. It's either a home run or a strikeout, and today it was a home run. 1-0 Dodgers. Hell yeah. I think they just said that he was had 18 out of 34 opportunities that he was on base. So, I mean, he's really fucking hot right now. Apparently. Mad Max, baby. Hell yeah. 1-0 Dodgers. Next up, Klay Thompson's brother, center fielder, Trace Thompson. There we go, baby. Pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. All right, no worries. Pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Thompson batting 233 with an OBP of 361, slugging 633, and 4 homers so far this season. Pitch is low, but called strike. Well, we'll see how this ump does today. Can't be any worse than the last guy. I think I had like 13 questionable pitches in that game. 2-1 pitch from Assad. Big swing and a miss. 2-2 count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Come on, Thompson. Come on, Trace. You got this, baby. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He said, sit down. Nice pitch by Javier. Next up, left fielder David Peralta.
There's Sada, 25 years old from Tijuana, Mexico. Cubs signed him in 2015. And he's a guy who, when they first signed him, was sitting 80 to 91. We saw him in the World Baseball Classic and in spring training touching 95, 96.
I think so many times when you come to the United States, you get in someone's camp, in a sense. Everything is better. The workout facility is better. The nutrition is
2-0 pitch to Peralta. Pitch is low. Wow, another questionable pitch. Now this there's already two that have been low in the zone that he's called strike. I have to see if he's going to be doing it for the other team as well. Strike zone is twice as big as what they show on TV. Big swing and a miss. Come on, Peralta. 2-2 count.
Sada was in the competition for the number 5 spot in the rotation in spring training. It was Assad, Sampson, and Hayden Wisniewski, and the young righty from Houston.
Pitch is low.
Won the gig.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Count is full.
how scouts can recognize talent. You know, a kid that's throwing 88. He's going to throw 95.
Oh my God. I mean, since I'm doing these games like every day, you fail to realize how terrible the umps really are. Like we complain about NFL officials, so much, but I mean, there's been quite a few games that I've done and it's just like unbelievable to be able to see, like even in that Brewer Mariner series, like how so many pitches were either high or low that were called strikes when they weren't for both teams. I think like in that last game or the game before I had like 13 that I counted. Check swing. He jumped the gun there, try to get him at first. But yeah, man, I totally agree. I mean, and it's not just like one specific bad reputation ump. It's like I'm calling Cubs games, I'm calling Brewer games, Mariner games, Dodger games, Brave games, and it doesn't matter who it is, and it's not the same guys every time. But the zone is different this year. I don't know. It's like twice as big as what they show, and anything that's like borderline, you can't even like predict. Like it's right on the line and you have to wait to see what the ump is going to do. But the ones that make me irritated that are like, 2 baseballs lower than the line, high, low, inside, outside, and they call it strike like it was like not even an easy, not even a hard decision to make, It's like, are you sure? But yeah, I mean, it all depends if it comes back to bite you, And then you get those guys that get behind in the count, and those are the ones that get pissed. Those are the ones that get ejected. It's like, first pitch was not a strike. You're down 0-1. Then you foul one off. Then you're down 0-2, right? And then you have another fucked up pitch, and you get struck out looking, and then they start fucking talking shit, and they get thrown out. I get it. I mean, it's like 2 out of the 3 pitches were fucked up, and then the guy lost his cool, and it happens all the time. Pitches high, walked him. Next up, second baseman, Miguel Vargas. Top of the second, Dodgers 1, Cubs 0 with a Mad Max home run. I love it, baby.
That can happen with pitchers if they feel something in their lower body that maybe they overcompensate. And the good news is with the Cubs rotation, they do have depth. That's something that last year at this time of year when pitchers started to go down, they didn't have. Jed Warriors talked about
First pitch is high, 1 ball, no strikes.
it. Still don't have enough.
Javier has been doing pretty good so far. Mr. Assad, just the Mad Max homer. That's it so far. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Come on, Miguel. Oregon, Tyson. Chopped foul. 2 balls, 1 strike.
This Miguel Vargas is an interesting prospect for the Dodgers. They think is going to be really good. He played mostly third base in his minor league career, but he got hit early in the year at the thumb, right thumb.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many that, I can't even write down how many that I saw. I mean, but just in the one game alone, I saw like 13, like it was like 7 for one team, like maybe for the Brewers and 6 for us. And all of them were fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? There was clearly the wrong. Like it's a ball, strike, ball. I'm like, what? And it wasn't even like close. I mean, the ones that are close, I'll let those slide. But the ones that are like, it's very clear what they show on TV. And they're like, no, all right, man. So check swing. Foul. Hopefully that didn't injure Vargas there. Come on, Miguel.
So Zod's thrown 33 pitches. They fouled off 11. So they've been hyper aggressive.
Voodoo is good. Like I said, everyone's going to have, their favorite place. Obviously you have to be downtown. Usually it's like arcade, pizza, and then the donut spot. Struck him at, usually with me and my buddy, if we end up going, we do that route. And anytime that you can, put the bacon on top, and you have different cereals and different ingredients. Yeah, it definitely takes the donuts to the next level. Yeah, but it's an experience. I mean, you got to wait in line and stuff, but I don't think it's like necessarily overpriced or overrated. It is worth the wait in line. First pitch is low.
It's a hard slider that really goes straight out. To me, it's almost like a hard.
One ball, no strikes. Come on, Luke. 1-0 pitch. Pitches outside, and that was called a strike when it shouldn't have been. Another bad pitch. This umpire has already had, 6 pitches? We're in the top of the second that have been really questionable. Top of the second, runner at first, Dodgers up 1-0 on the Cubs. Assad on the mound. Williams in the box, pitches low. It's like the only time I can tell from the ump if it's going to be a ball if it hits the fucking dirt. Shouldn't be like that. I guess that's how it is now.
There's a lot of little things that
More athletic than the standard.
Dusty, oh, nice.
And his sister Sandy works for the Cubs.
Slam and sing.
2-1 pitch from Assad. Pitch is high.
And we talk about slam and sing.
3-1 count.
Great softball player, I would say. Their first All-American. Senior year. 21 home runs and 902 slugging percentage.
Whoa.
Is that good?
Got a pitch around her. Pitch around Sandy.
Signed a professional contract. She hurt her knee, and now she works in the analytics department.
Yeah, she's a software.
3-1 pitch.
Baseball system. That one is
In the zone. On the borderline. Count is full. 3-2 count. Top of the second, Dodgers 1, Cubs 0. Rain delay of about an hour, but we're here.
Great teammate. And I don't think anyone, whether it's in Philly, San Francisco, Miami.
3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Chop foul. Oh, was it fair? Oh, safe. Yes. Oh, that was close from being foul or fair. I'll take it. Nice job. Nice job, Luke. Next up, catcher Austin Barnes.
It's a cleanly here. He's got a shot, but it takes him 2-3 steps before he's able to get a handle on it right. It was closer at first base than I anticipated.
All right, come on. Let's go, baby.
Out to the mound. Let's send it downstairs to T-Mac.
Sammy is in attendance, and guys, she was the Big 12 all-time leader in career hits. So the girl ranks, and Luke will even tell you so. He was asked by reporters, hey, who's the best hitter in the family? He said, without question, it's my sister, and she ranks.
And now she's.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been watching, since the mid-'80s. I met Griffey in his rookie year in '89. I still have the autograph and the picture. Met his dad, Ken Griffey Sr. And then my dad grew up in L.A. and has been a Dodger fan since the 50s. And I met Koufax when I was 10 and got the autograph. And so that's kind of, been one of those things. And we've been waiting for those guys coming up. And obviously Julio, George Kirby last year. But a lot of, people in the Northwest were like, get rid of Kelenic, while his trade value is high. But as you look at the lineup, we couldn't afford to get rid of him. And, when you saw in spring training in Cactus League, at one point, he was number 1, home runs, OPS, like RBIs. So if he was able to be number 1 in Cactus League, prior to the season starting, you just hope that it was going to carry over, and it did. And now there's no way we're going to trade him. And I was one of those people that never gave up on him. I always liked him, and I always liked developing guys through the draft or having guys come up through, single A, double A, triple A, and then coming up in the bigs rather than bringing a guy over. But I do love that we got Luis Castillo from the Reds, because without him, we would have, never got to the, pinnacle that we did last year. That's facts. That's awesome, man. How long have you been in the Midwest? Sounds like you've been there for a while. Miguel in the building. What's good? Yeah. The Mad Bum. Top of the second, runners at second and third, 1-0 Dodgers. Pitches outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. 4 years now. That's awesome. Pitch on the corner for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah. Tyson, yeah, and you wouldn't even believe it, bro. Like, I went to like 3 games last year, and I got 2 baseballs. And you would never guess who I would, unless you've watched this channel in the past or before. But I got a Julio Rodriguez foul ball, and I also got an Aaron Judge ball. So it doesn't get really much better than that. So popped up. Wow, what a fucking inning. How many pitches? 35? Wow. All right, let's go to the bottom of the second. Dodgers up 1-0. All right, next up for the Cubs as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Leading off, center fielder, the former Dodger, Cody Bellinger. Batting second, third baseman, Patrick Wisdom. And batting third, DHing today, Eric Hosmer. Corbin Carroll. Yeah, Seattle's run last year was something really special. And it's going to be nice to be able to see the progression with Julio. So we should be relevant, for the next 10 or 15 years. We just need to get better pitching. Got to have better depth on the 7, 8, and 9 hole. The DH is terrible, no matter who we put in there. La Stella, Pollock, whoever. But, we have others that, Jose looked kind of good, in the few games that he's played for JP. And I don't know, it seems like if we can just get a few more, I don't know if we're going to actually be able to get Ohtani next year or whatnot, but that would change a lot. That would help us out a lot. But just need more pitching, and we just need better depth in the 7, 8, and 9 hole. So we'll see if we can turn it around. Yeah, the All-Star game. Yeah. Kalanick. Yeah, he's got some power, man. Yeah, I love him, dude. I never gave up on him. You got to understand, not everyone is going to be a Julio. Some guys, they are supposed to be the starter right away. Then they get sent down to AAA, and maybe they have a mental health breakdown, and they start losing confidence in themselves and start getting down on themselves. Then they work their way up, and it's kind of towards the end of the season, but you didn't really get to see the full potential, just little flashes. Back, gone! Cody Bellinger with a belly bomb. Bye-bye. Oh, my. Now we're knotted up at 1. I'm glad we're getting some action. 2 solo shots so far. All right, Bellinger. Next up, third baseman, Patrick Wisdom. Nice job, Cody. For me, Julio, I'm a Julio guy. It's like, my guys are Griffey, Randy Johnson, Edgar Martinez, Ichiro, and now I have a guy after 20 years that I can actually root for. So, I want Julio to be able to play in the All-Star game, and at some point the passing of the torch from Trout to Julio will happen, but Julio still has a long ways to go, with his plate awareness, him not reaching and swinging at first pitch strikes, like all the time, like working the count, and that'll come with experience as he goes. But I don't mind who it is. I love Big Dumper. I love Suarez. I love Kalanick. I mean, it's like the top 6 in the order is fine. It's just 7, 8, and 9. Popped up, 1 away. He said, I got the bet going. Got to keep it low. Wisdom popped out to second base. Next up, DH, Eric Hosmer. But I think Julio is going to give you the most magic. I mean, you saw what he did, obviously last year in his first appearance. I mean, it's like if he does it, he will win it one of these days like Griffey did. He's got the technique and the power to do it, but I guess it just depends on him if they, because he's like one of the faces of baseball. You're going to want to have faces that are very popular to bring more attention to the game. So, who's going to get more attention? Kelenic, Big Dumper or Julio? It's, how many people even know who those other two are? If you're a baseball fan, everyone knows Julio. Not a lot of people know who the other two are, unless you're actually hardcore in baseball. 2 away. Ground out by Eric Hosmer. Next up, first baseman, Trey Mancini. Willie Bloomcliff, I liked him too. Harold Reynolds. I mean, it never has to be, the number one guy all the time. John Olerud when he was there, Tino Martinez. It's like, you can have other favorites. It doesn't necessarily have to be like Jay Buhner, Bones. It's like you can have those guys. They don't have to be the Randy Johnsons or the Griffey. But I'll tell you what, if you're a real Mariner fan from back then, I mean, you probably had others than the main that you really, you had some kind of connection to. So absolutely. Pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the second, we're knotted up at 1. Solo shot by Mad Max Muncie in the top of the second, and Bellinger. Oh, unbelievable. Squirted through. Was that an error? Vargas. What happened there? I wonder if they're going to credit him with an error. Let me see it again. It's hit hard. Oh, he just couldn't get there in time. Oh, he wasn't going to get that ball no matter what. Oh, it went off his foot, and then it went above his glove. That's what happened. Okay. I can't get too much onto him then. All right, next up is catcher Tucker Barnhart. Bottom of the second, runner at first. We're knotted up at 1. Muncie with a dinger. Bellinger with a dinger. So we're getting action early on. It's been fun after an hour rain delay. So I'm really happy they decided to do the game. Popped up. All right. End of the second inning. We're knotted up at 1.
Bro, you remember I ran the league board last year, right? I'm doing some scouting off. I don't care about these prospects. All right. I picked you a starting pitcher for an outfielder. What about your Juan Soto or Julio Rodriguez? Are you sure about that?
Let's do it.
Are you trying to me?
Really? He was your top performer last season. You know what, man? I'm all set.
Oh, yeah. I've been reading some of that information as well. Absolutely. Always good. All right, we're going to the top of the third for the Dodgers. Leading off, 0 for 1, right fielder James Outman. Batting second, 0 for 1, first base, Freddie Freeman. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, J.D. Martinez. And he is DHing tonight. On the bright side, even with the Cardinals and the Mariners not being that good, 2 different types of games. And so the first game that I get to go to, which when we got the tickets, months and months and months ago, we don't know who's going to be pitching. We actually get to see Luis Castillo in the first game when we go there. So we're going to get a game where we hope it's going to be probably low scoring, and we can have Luis go off, and obviously we'll see what happens there. And then the second game, we have our worst pitcher in Flexen pitching. So there's probably going to be a lot of foul balls and a lot of opportunities in that particular game. So If we end up, getting a baseball, more than likely it'll be in that second game, but you never know. I'm going to try to get one in both games if possible. But at least I get to see Luis on the mound, which is awesome. I've never got to see him pitch, I don't believe. I'd have to go back and look at all my games and tickets and memories to remember, but I'm pretty sure this is my first time seeing him. Pretty sure I didn't see him last year, but I could be mistaken. 0-1 pitch in the zone. No balls, 2 strikes to James Outman. Elliott in the building. What to do? I'm excited to be able to see the highlights of Tatis, and he's leading off, man. Hasn't played in like 500 plus days. They need him in the order. The lineup has been very inconsistent, and the averages have been much lower than anticipated. Even the big name players are struggling, like Soto. So maybe he'll add some juice to the lineup. Outman popped up. Oh, that goes foul. Oh, bounces from the 5th row. Oh, and the guy got it. What a grab there. See, that's what they need to do. They need to be able to show those fans in the crowd actually getting the foul balls, man. Especially when a guy makes an awesome catch or, makes a nice bare hand grab. Sometimes people get it in their hats or in their beer. I mean, show that. I mean, that's part of the game. I'm rooting for you today, Elliott. I want to see what he does today. Back. Gone! James Outman crushes it. Let's go. Boom, baby. 2-1 Dodgers. 3 solo shots. Yes. Hell yeah. 3 solo shots. I don't think I could have predicted that, but it is a holiday today. So maybe they were like, well, it is a holiday and a lot of people are watching. So, we might as well give them that special explosion kind of day with home runs. Fucking A. Next up, Freddie Freeman. Freddie goes deep. Popped up. That one's caught. 1 away. Damn it, Freddie. Be more patient. Freddie. Nice dinger by James. Next up, DH, J.D. Martinez. Yeah, but also you have to look at, like, I was watching the MLB Network, and they were going over like 6 of the starters and how all of them, their batting average is much, much lower. The hits, the RBIs, and it's not guys just like Nola. It's like if that guy's struggling, fine, but you don't want your upper guys, that normally are pretty good, not being so good, like Kim and Soto. I mean, these are guys that you would expect the numbers to be a little bit higher. So everyone's numbers could improve.
And that's what I'm saying. If you have homer teams, yeah, you're going to win. But homers are tougher in the playoffs, is what I'm saying. So
yeah, Tyson, yeah, you got money on it. I don't know, man. I mean, we've got 3 solo shots. Pitching isn't very good in this matchup, and that's what, you always look at. Now, if like Kershaw's on the mound, yeah, you might be able to have it under 5 or 6 total. But if these 2 pitchers are on the mound, I don't know if anyone has a whole lot of faith in either one, to be honest. Michael Grove, right? Javier Assad. I mean, that doesn't really scream Clayton Kershaw to me. So, or someone of that nature, like a Luis Castillo. So there's going to be hits, there's going to be RBIs, and apparently we're going to get 3 solo shots. And I've done quite a few games this year between Mariners, Dodgers, and many other teams. This is the first game that I think I've seen 3 solo shots in 3 innings, or within the first 3 innings. And if Mad Max is hot, that typically means he's electric. So if he goes for 1, he might actually go for another tonight. And he's up right now. 2-2 pitch, top of the 3rd, 2 outs. Dodgers up 2-1. Crushes that one foul. Right, exactly. And that's why, I like to be able to follow a lot of your guys' teams so that way we can have these conversations and, we have that vibe. Muncie, God, he's crushing these baseballs, but they're just sliding foul.
We say all the time when you face an ace, well, it's going to be tough to string a bunch of hits together. And typically in the postseason, you run into
last year teams hit 211 in the playoffs.
I know. We watched it, but
Yeah, I was there.
if you look at World Series winners, it's probably not going to be the teams that during the season.
Full count for Mad Max. Watch out.
Like Houston,
He's electric.
They don't strike out.
Yes. I think
It's an offense, and they walk.
so then you break it down. I think it's what it is it's contact with slug.
Oh, under 6 through 5. Oh, I thought you meant the whole game.
That's
I mean, there's so many kind of prop bets and things that they got going on. Oh, yeah? Awesome. That's a big part of hockey. All the fights. Top of the third, Dodgers 2, Cubs 1. Full count for Max Muncie. See if Javier Assad can pull something out of his bag. I like his glasses. I like the pinstripe. Cubs have a nice look. Lots of history there, just like with the Dodgers. All right, come on, Mad Max. I know my dad is watching. Pitch is low. Walked him. All right, Max. Next up, center fielder, Trace Thompson.
by the way, my associate researcher, Sweetie Murdy, just texted me to let you know that your team has won it all.
First pitch. Popped up. Pop-up is caught by Bellinger. All homers, baby. Let's go to the bottom of the third.
I didn't make the dance team.
What do I always say?
Switch your car insurance to Progressive and you could save hundreds.
You better now?
Not really.
Switch to Progressive and you can save hundreds.
You've been endlessly searching for a new job, but it means you're missing out on everything else.
You need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. Create a free Indeed account.
All right, the bottom of the third, leading off for the Cubs, 0 for 1. Second baseman, Nico Werner. Batting second, 1 for 1. Shortstop, Dansby Swanson. And batting third, 0 for 1. Left fielder, Ian Happ. Let's go, baby. And I appreciate all y'all watching on Twitter, all y'all hanging out with me here on YouTube. I appreciate you guys very, very much. It's a holiday today, right? I live in Oregon, so everyone can participate here. All right, baby, let's go. So just a quick review if you're just checking in. So there was a tornado warning in Chicago, and then they had an hour and a 5-minute delay. So the game was supposed to start at 4:40 Pacific time, and obviously we had to wait and wait. Initially, they said 5 and then 5:45. We finally got into the action, and then we got into the top of the second. Mad Max Muncie, decided to go for a Mad Max bomb, and once that happened, 1-0. Then in the bottom of the second, they're like, Cubs were like, all right, we'll match you. Cody Bellinger, the former Dodger, goes deep, 1-1. And then obviously now in the top of the third, James Outman decides to go yard. 2-1 Dodgers. So what does that mean now for the lineup for Chicago? Will we get a solo shot in this inning? We will find out. Oh for 1 this season, batting .342. See what Nico's got. Grove, 1-0 pitch. Check swing. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Base hits, tied for 4th in the league, leading the league with 9 stolen bases.
1-1 pitch, right down the middle. 1 ball, 2 strikes. At least the ump is getting the clear, cut strikes correct. But I think I've seen 5 or 6 questionable calls by this ump already. We did the Brewers and the Mariners a couple days ago, and I think I had 13 that I counted that were like really questionable, that weren't even close. It's one thing if it's like right on the line in the box when you're watching baseball, fine. That one can go ball or strike. But when it's like 1 or 2 baseballs off on the screen, like left, right, up, down, I mean, how can you call that a strike? But I guess everyone knows every ump's zone is different. Chopped towards third. One away. Next up, shortstop, Dansby Swanson. Let's go, Dansby. Show me something. Bottom of the third, Dodgers 2, Cubs 1. One away. Dansby Swanson in the box. Pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. It's crazy. We got more people on Twitter watching than we do here on YouTube. Pitch is high. 2 balls, no strikes. Brian in the building. What to do? Yeah, once Twitter can implement a donation system and a chat system, that would make things a little bit smoother. Because that's the only thing that they can't do on Twitter is comment or donate. But anyone that's watching on Twitter can always come over into the YouTube side, obviously. Dansby Swanson, 1 for 1 with a single, batting .344 this season. Grove, 3-0 pitch, walked him. All right, Dansby. He goes to first. Next up, left fielder, Ian Happ. Daniel in the building. What to do? First pitch. High and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom of the third inning, Dodgers 2, Cubs 1. Runner at first. It's been a rainy day here in the Pacific Northwest. No breaks, really. But sometimes that's just how it goes. I try to be able to get my puppy out there, but I'm not going to take her for an hour walk if it's just pouring down rain. So I got to be able to find that 30-minute hour window if it's not as bad, but it's been pouring down rain all day today. Pitches inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Grove is on pitch 40. 2-0 pitch from Grove. Pitch right on the line. Called for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ian didn't look too thrilled with that call. 2-1 pitch. Right on the line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Man, Happ is not happy. He's like, are you sure? I mean, like I said, once you get the ones that are right on the line, and they don't go in your favor, and then you get that one that's really low or really outside, and then you get struck out looking, and then they fucking lose it. Throw to first. Safe. Thunderstorms. Oh, man. Yeah, because like I said, they did have a tornado warning go through Chicago, too, so must be pretty legit out there. Yeah. I mean, it just depends, I guess, on what people are doing. Sometimes people will watch the whole stream. Some people will hop in and see what it's about. But I feel like we do a broadcast a little bit different than anyone else. So it's always good. We just got to be able to transfer some of those people over from Twitter over here. And, then they can hang out with us here, vibe with us. Chopped foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Paisley's in here, sitting on Dad's feet. Yeah. Who have the Cubs played when you went? Chopper. Going for the double play. No, only got him at second base. 2 away. Next up, right fielder Seiya Suzuki. I haven't got to see him play all year, so I'm actually kind of excited to see if he can actually do something. Done a couple Cubs games so far, but this is the first Dodger Cub matchup that I've done, at least for this season.
So make sure 1 out at second base.
Chop foul.
I've always thought that if you're a base runner, stolen base should go in your OPS.
0-1 pitch. Right up the middle. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Woo! Runners on the corners. Nice job, Suzuki. My guy. Next up, left fielder. No. Right fielder. No. Center fielder, Cody Bellinger. And he already went yard in the bottom of the second. Uh-oh, this might get interesting here. Obviously, when you know the pitchers aren't the greatest, you're going to have opportunities to get some runs and some big hits and RBIs. Because it just depends on what kind of game you like. You know, if you got an ace, of course, you want to be able to try to get like a 1-0 win. But for a fan, if you're watching, you know, of course, getting more than 5 runs, I think is, you know, lots of opportunities for foul balls and home run balls and just having the game extend a little bit. Nice job, Suzuki. Bottom of the third, Dodgers 2, Cubs 1. Runners on the corners on first and third with 2 outs. Can they find a way to extend the lead? And Bellinger had a belly bomb, and he's kind of like Mad Max Muncie. When you go for 1, sometimes 1 will lead to 2. Let's see if we can get another. This would actually be a 3-run shot, though, if he gets it. Popped up, foul. No balls, 1 strike. Oh, 1 pitch for Grove. Pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. He doesn't want to go too low. He's already got blasted once, so.
When he won the MVP, it was 16%, and since then it's risen. His walk rate is better, and it's about the same. So the more contact has been.
That was a ball called strike. Something's terrible. 1 ball, 2 strikes, but that's been pretty consistent for almost every game that I've seen. Maybe they just need to make the strike zone bigger on the TV screen, because it just seems like every game I watch, it just keeps getting worse and worse. And I know it's not the same ump that I'm watching because I'm going all over the country. 1-2 pitch. Chop towards first base, foul. Things getting chippy, huh? Did the Kraken game start yet? Bottom of the third, runners on the corners, first and third. Dodgers up 2-1. It's a 1-2 count on Bellinger. Grove is getting up there. He's on 51 pitches, 2 away. Grove, 1-2 pitch. Oh, did it hit him in the foot? Uh-oh, bases loaded for the Cubbies. Uh-oh, hit him on the foot. My, oh my. Next up, third baseman, Patrick Wisdom. Oh, right on the foot. I don't expect Patrick to go for a grand salami, but you never know.
On his backside, that he's not crashing forward. Because if he was going forward, was out on his front side, he could have picked up over his back foot.
Grove is losing his control and is calm and cool. I don't know. I mean, you got a 2-1 lead here, but this isn't looking good. Even though you only need to get 1 more out, but this pressure is starting to stack up. Look, if Wisdom just doesn't swing, it'll probably be a walk. He bobbled it, but did he get him? Oh, he got him. He's so lucky. Oh, they left 3 stranded. Wisdom. You left 3 stranded, bud. End of the 3rd inning. Dodgers 2, Cubs 1.
I wear a few different hats as CFO. Sometimes it's referred to as chief mixing officer. Wherever there's a fire in the business, I'm often there first. And I think that's the bit that I really enjoy and love. It kind of spreads more widely than fire.
Whatever hat CFOs like Imran need to wear, Sage's tools and insights can make sure they fit. Sage, helping business flow.
Dollars biased, but if your happy place doesn't have a diner-style burger, 2 all-beef patties, double the cheese, and a brioche bun, it's
All right, in the top of the 4th, leading off for the Dodgers. Left fielder, 0 for 0. Base on ball, David Peralta. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K. Second baseman, Miguel Vargas. And batting third, 1 for 1, shortstop, Luke Williams. This could be a fast inning. We'll find out.
Industry-leading advisors understood these market forces and helped our clients change the game. Let us help put your business at the forefront to optimize performance, manage risk, and maximize stakeholder value. Cone Resnick, advisory.
I'm going to go check on my puppy here real quick while I have like 30 seconds.
Great things happen when good friends get together. So grab a glass, amigo. Our tequila is your tequila. Our casa is your casa.
Chicago Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs, by UI Health, changing medicine for good, and by Michelob Ultra. Back here at Wrigley as we celebrate Jackie Robinson Day. Broke the color barrier April 20th, 1947 was the Rookie of the Year. Eventually the Rookie of the Year award named after him.
Okay.
49-55.
Got a cowboy pizza, little breadstick action, cheese stick action. Top of the 4th, Dodgers 2, Cubs 1. Leading off for the Dodgers, David Peralta. Chopped foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Pitching change. Adburn Alza.
Last Sunday in LA.
The ground ball rate's also excellent, too. You think about the Cubs.
0-2 pitch.
They're third in that when it comes to ground ball rate in all of baseball. And a nice like
Pitch is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Even Thompson threw 28 pitches in the ball game yesterday. He's probably down tonight. Everybody else should be in play.
Chopped foul. Count still 1 ball, 2 strikes. First plate appearance was a walk for David Peralta. He's only batting 184, 1 home run, and 6 ribbies this season. So he's struggling quite a bit. Chopped. Oh, what a diving effort. Oh, he's going for 2. Got him. Should have been so aggressive. Should have just stayed at first base. He fumbled the bag, got up, and Peralta should have just stayed at first base. He got way overly aggressive there. Good play for the Cubs. 1 away. Oh, he almost got it with his glove. Then it tipped it to the outfielder. Nice tag, and he got him right on the chest before he slid in. Oh, well, maybe he was safe. Oh, he got him in the face, too, right in the chin. Looks like he might have been safe. His hand underneath might have gotten to the bag sooner than when he got tagged on the chest. Let's look again. Where is the hand? He's on there. He's on the base. He's safe. They need to challenge that. He's safe. But they already went to the next batter. And Vargas goes in for a double. Well, what could have been? That could have been ended up being 3-1 Dodgers if they would have reviewed it. But they said, fuck it, let's just go to the next guy. And Vargas gets a double. All the way back to the wall. Bellinger off a one bounce. Nice strong throw from Bellinger, but just not in time to tag Vargas at second. Next up, shortstop, Luke Williams. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. Top of the fourth. Runner at second. Dodgers 2, Cubs 1. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes.
I think they got some challenge for that.
Well, let me just start with the idea they play.
Pitches low, wild, corralled by the catcher. Yeah, that's good. Good sign for Mookie. Need to get Mookie back in the lineup.
Mookie played short.
1-2 pitch to Williams. Struck him out. Next up for the Dodgers, catcher Austin Barnes. Rangers 3-1. God, I wish there was a option here. Hold on one sec. I think I might see if I can the Kraken. I think I'm gonna watch it with you. I'm gonna watch it with you. All right, here we go. I got it. So I just got to minimize this so that way I have my stats. Okay. Popped up. Nice catch by Bellinger. All right, they still have the Toronto and Tampa Bay game on that, so. All right, let's go to the bottom of the fourth. All right, next up for the Cubs. Let's make this adjustment. Boom. Bottom of the fourth, 2-1 Dodgers. Leading off for the Cubs.
So these suits are here to make sure that anything that I say is legally indisputable.
Leading off, DH Eric Hosmer, 0 for 1. Batting second, 1 for 1. First baseman Trey Mancini. And batting third in the lineup, 0 for 1, catcher Tucker Barnhart.
Apartments.com. A place to find a place. Weekdays on MLB Network. Lead off your day with the show baseball fans and players wake up to MLB Central. Get fired up with the Mad Dog on High Heat with Christopher Russo. After that, join Brian Kenny for MLB Now, followed by live midday baseball action. Then catch all base, followed by intentional talk.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you end up going to, 3 Stanley Cups in a row. I mean, it's not like Tampa's new to the game. You can't stay on top forever. And even Colorado being as good as they were, last year and winning it all. You know, Boston looks like the new Colorado, but you never know what could happen. Another bad pitch called strike when it was clearly a ball to Eric Hosmer. 0-1 count. Bottom of the fourth, Dodgers 2, Cubs 1. I think I'm on 7 or 8 bad pitches being called by this ump already tonight. We're only halfway through the game. Check swing. 0-2 count. And that's what will always get you. If you get a bad call in that first one, foul off the second one, you're already down 0-2. And then you might end up getting struck out looking or strike out swinging. And then you're pissed off. You yell at the ump. And these guys are continuing to get frustrated. And like I said, these umps, I don't know what it is. I mean, we complain about the NFL refs a lot, but God, I mean, the strike zone for each ump is just wild. Bottom of the fourth, LA up 2-1 on Chicago. 0-2 count. Hosmer pitches inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Was it more mentally challenging in a sense, or
Yes. Yeah, especially if you pitch well, right? So you go into the next start thinking, why, certain situations I use this pitch against this hitter, so I can't do that now because he's going to be looking for it.
Yeah, well, teams, even when they're elite, they're going to lose some, but you just can't lose multiple games in a row to get behind, especially if you're at home and you're trying to protect home. But we will see what happens this year in the Stanley Cup run. We might have some surprise teams in there. Pitch is low for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count is full. Grove on the mound. Hosmer in the box. Pitches outside. Walked him. Hosmer to first. Next up, first baseman Trey Mancini.
When you have auto glass damage, trust SafeLight. We'll replace your windshield and recalibrate your advanced safety system so automatic emergency braking and lane departure warning work properly.
SafeLight repair, SafeLight replace.
Time and time again, and they're going to get themselves out.
So did you have like a batting average in your mind?
1-0 pitch.
Said, okay, the guy's hit 240 off the sliders. Okay, he can adjust it, but if he's hit 140, I just throw it over and over.
Bottom of the fourth, Dodgers 2, Cubs 1. Runner at first. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Chopped foul. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trey Mancini. Grove is at pitch 64, so we'll see how much longer he goes.
One of the theories that we used analytically was you always wanted to play, a lot of times you want to play ground.
1-1 pitch. Fouled off his leg. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Right? And you think about Mancini, he's been a ground ball hitter in his career. Really high ground ball this year. He hit a ground ball first at bat, and sometimes the guys get on plane with it better, right? And so you're looking at who to play against certain pitchers. Sometimes that comes into play.
Chopped foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Right around 2010, where they really found against sinker ball pitchers, fly ball hitters, absolutely really well. I mean, it's part of why the sinker disappeared for a while.
Yeah, Kraken's up like what, 1-0? Popped up deep. Off the wall, off the ivy. Go, 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 go. Wow. Standing double for Trey Mancini. Runners at second and third with no outs. This might be the beginning and end of Michael Grove. Wow. Nice hit by Trey. Just needed a little bit more, and that would have been gone. But still, he pulled it from hitting it low, and it went all the way to the ivy off of 1 bounce. Let's see if catcher Tucker Barnhart can knock somebody home.
instead of left field, and the Cubs will sit up for any. And the Cubs have been really good in these situations with runners in scoring position.
They're talking right now. They're like, can we trust you to stay in? And that was that Mark Pryor. Mark Pryor's on the mound. Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor. Remember that back in the day for the Cubs? Oh, they got a trainer coming out. Uh-oh. Fuck's going on here? This is a key moment in the game, too, especially with, I mean, you know, you can leave guys stranded, but when you got a guy on second and third, the pitcher is reeling, and there's no outs, this could be a turning point in the game for sure. I don't know. If it was me, I think I would pull him here. You know, it's the bottom of the fourth. It's 2-1. You're lucky that the game is only 2-1. Cubs could definitely be up 3-2 or 4-2 at this point. So I'm thinking, I mean, I guess it just depends on who they have in the bullpen that they can put in. But if it's me, I'm Dave Roberts. I'm taking him out. All right, new pitcher. Good man. Dave Roberts made the right decision. All right, Michael Grove's day is done. We'll see who they bring in.
Michael Grove done for the night. It's a Dodger team that is beat up right now, and their bullpen last 12 games has an ERA north of 6. And Dave Roberts going to the pen right now with second and third and nobody out. It's a pitching change, and it is brought to you by Lakeside.
All right, who are they bringing in?
It's like Phil Bickford is getting.
All right, Phil Bickford. All right, let me get a photo.
Breaking the action, and the Cubs with a threat.
All right, they're just waiting for the pitching change here.
During Mattress Firm's big spring sale, save up to $500 on ceiling.
Gives me a second to grab the Phil Bickford photo.
Shop now at Mattress Firm.
Bro, you remember I ran the leaderboard last year, right? I've been doing some scouting off. Check out these prospects. All right. I checked you a starting pitcher for an outfielder. What about your Juan Soto? Or Julio Rodriguez?
Are you sure about that? Are you trading me?
Really? He was your top performer last season. You know what, man? I'm all set. Juan Soto. I think you make the right choice.
All right, Phil. Can't be any worse than what we got from Grove.
What about these?
All right, we're on a commercial break. Bottom of the fourth, Dodgers 2, Cubs 1. Now at bat, 0 for 1. Catcher Tucker Barnhart. And then they have a pitching change. Grove is out. See you later, Michael. Hit the showers. And hopefully Phil can do better. Especially right now, you're only barely hanging on with a 2-1 lead. And you got runners on second and third with no out. So, you know, a lot of times I think with Don Mattingly when he was coaching, for the Dodgers, he would leave guys like Grove in that situation, and then we'd get fucked. So I sometimes Roberts will make bad decisions too, but I think that was the correct decision to make. Yeah, keep me posted on the Kraken. All right, let me see.
Strikeout rate, walk rate a little above league average, but he's a fly ball guy.
Dave Roberts hoping to get some strikeouts from Bickford here. You mentioned that strikeout rate. He comes again on 40%. Just 7 innings of work. Essentially 2-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, fastball. Sits around 94 miles per hour.
Oh, there you go. It's crazy that they already won game 1 and they're coming out swinging and firing. And it's kind of cool to be able to see the support that they've been getting from other fans, that watch and that are hardcore for the NHL. They're doing something right. Because normally if, you got other fan bases, they're not going to be like, oh, let me root for this team. But Yeah, it's nice that Seattle has that. Now we just got to get the Sonics back. Benedict the Bear. Awesome. Yeah, I'll have to plan some kind of road trip with my my friend Justin. And if I end up going to my first Kraken game, I'll go with him. Make a weekend out of it or something. All right, bottom of the fourth inning. Dodgers up 2-1 on the Cubs. Runners at second and third, no outs. Bickford is in now for Grove. Come on, Phil. There we go. Nice pitch right down the middle. First pitch strike.
And I think those are the kind of things that Dustin Kelly was talking about, being coach for the Cubs. Like, you don't have to get a hit. Just do your job. Get one in, get one over. You know, that sort of thing. And you might get them both in.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. No balls, 2 strikes. Nice job, Phil. Big swing and a miss. Struck him out. Nice job, Phil.
He did a good job of throwing that slider down and in. And you see the record, it's really sharp. And he's been really tough on left-handers. And you would think that with his stuff, he'd be really tough on right-handers. Right-handers have had some success, but that's just perfect placement.
Got the right guy up there now in Horner. If you're looking for contact, he's your man.
First pitch strike. Bottom of the fourth. Dodgers 2, Cubs 1. Runners at second and third. 1 away. I like what Phil's been doing so far. Pitches outside. We're what, an hour and 31 minutes in? We need to get a dono train started at some point.
You know, the speed of Haas is not great, so if it's hit pretty hard, they'll have a chance.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Look at the Dodgers last year. They let the fewest runs in the majors. They were hyper-aggressive shift 19, 20, 21, and 22. They led the bigs every year in shift percentage.
1-2 pitch. Pitches outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
One of the other things that has hurt them as a club, and one of the reasons they're not in 10 is their defense has really went down. You know, they were like second in defensive run save last year. They're 21st in Major League Baseball. That's a big deal.
2-2 pitch. Chop foul.
And I'll tell you what, it's JD, it's this combination, right? So they're trying to find their way without the shift, and the defense hasn't been as good, and you marry that with the fact that they don't get swing and miss the way they have. If you look at it, right now, it's a Dodgers staff. They're 23rd in the majors in swing and miss. Look at this change. Last year, they were 10th. 21, they were 4th. It's a staff that normally gets a lot of swing and miss.
Horner. Chop towards first. Got it. Uh-oh, there's an RBI. 2-2. They're sending another guy. 3-2. Did he get him? Got him at home. Yes. Good play. 2 away. Well, at least he got one of them. Nice throw at home. Could have been 3-2. Only 2-2. We're tied now. Nico with a fantastic RBI for the Cubs. Throw to home. Off 1 bounce. 1 hopper. Wow. Unbelievable tag at home. Got him, too, right on the hip. Great job. Next job. Nice job. Nice job. Next up, shortstop Dansby Swanson. Bottom of the fourth, tied up at 2 now. 1 ball, 1 strike on Swanson. 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Pitches outside.
Yeah, I like
2 balls, 1 strike.
you want your stars on the field, no doubt, right? It keeps your stars in the field because people come to see these guys play. I think they got to do something at second base. And this is a soapbox of mine, and I'm sorry if you heard it before. The guys walk the base at second base.
Pitches inside. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Guys with fingers and stuff.
Yeah, we're already an hour and a half in.
And Buster Posey was out, for a long period of time, and it's really the Buster Posey rule. And
I'm totally like it. Why should you be able to block one base and not?
Mission of the day, not to be homeless. Pitches low, and he walked him. And I'm not being sarcastic. Next up, left fielder Ian Happ.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's recharge and play. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well.
Bottom of the 4th, runners at first and second. We're knotted up at 2 away. Dribbler. Got him. Happ is out at first. And we're going to the top of the 5th.
DirecTV is a leader in sports, but Jeff doesn't have DirecTV, so he's watching baseball at his weird neighbor's house. He's all right. I love watching the game with you. Call 1-800-DirecTV to guarantee your price for 2 years.
At the Home Depot, you'll find top brand kitchen appliances that just fit in-store and online. They'll fit your budget, your space, and with innovative features, they'll fit your favorites too. Save up to $140 on the Samsung kitchen package in-store and online. Welcome to the next level. This is the Lexus NX with intuitive tech.
Watch for traffic.
And our most advanced safety system ever.
Wake up to baseball's biggest stories.
Robert Floyd's wearing tweed.
Wake up to big name guests.
Very special guests hanging out on the fresh red velvet.
This show is tough to get ready for. And wake up to a whole lot of fun.
Wearing a robe holding a wooden bar. MLB Central.
It is absolutely good.
The show baseball fans.
And baseball players.
Wake up to shows starting to pick up.
I love the energy. I love the unexpected performances.
Weekday mornings on MLB Network.
We'll have a little fun and we'll laugh.
You want highlights? With Pitch Fantasy Coverage, packing all of these biggest plays into one lightning fast hour.
All right, we're on a commercial break. Just waiting for things to get updated here.
Only on MLB Network.
Hey kids, join MLB Network in your favorite.
All right, next up for the Dodgers. Leading off 1 for 2 with a run in RBI, James Outman. Batting second, first baseman, Freddie Freeman. And batting third, DH today, J.D. Martinez. Thank you, Jameson. Now, things have been tough, and I appreciate you very, very much, man. $3 holla, 97 to go. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Let me know what you want to see for photos for the Braves, anything of that nature, and I got you. And hopefully we can get some heavy hitters to come through to show some love. Appreciate you, Jameson. Well, Sixers didn't really have a legit shot to win the championship this year anyway, so. I mean, I guess they have a better chance if Giannis can't play the rest of the playoffs. Then they're, up there with Boston, but I still don't think they could beat Boston in a 7-game series. Brandon Hughes on the mound for the Cubs now. So now we're really going to see, we're going to go from bad pitching to, and even though the pitching wasn't, great, it's not like the game is 6-6 right now. It's 2-2. So both pitchers, didn't do fantastic, but it wasn't like, oh my God, we lost the game because of what you guys did. Assad went, 3 innings, 3 hits, 3 Ks, 2 earned runs. And then Grove went 3 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, no Ks. So it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but they both took out their pitchers at the right time. they would have lasted another inning or two, then we probably would be at 4 or 5. Top of the 5th, 1 out, 1-1 count to Freddie Freeman. Chopped towards first, 2 away. Next up, DH J.D. Martinez. First pitch to Martinez, inside, 1 ball, no strikes. It's good that the game is close on this holiday. It's not like a 10-2 game. I want to see the Cubs compete. And they're a better team than the Dodgers at this point, which is amazing. Cubs are 11-6. The Dodgers are, I think, 9-10? That's just unbelievable. If you look at the records of the Dodgers, Cardinals, Mariners, Phillies, it just doesn't seem like it's correct, but sometimes teams start slow. Chopper towards third. Long throw off a bounce. Safe. That was close. Wisdom with a hell of a throw from third base. Couldn't get him, though. Infield single for J.D. Martinez. Wow, he was out. Whoa, they should review that. He was out. That was a hell of a throw by Wisdom. Holy shit. Good challenge from Chicago right here. He'll be out. Been a lot of plays that have been kind of bang-bang, 50-50 plays. Yeah, from third, off 1 foot, off 1 bounce. His foot, it looks like it's on the bag right before he steps down. So, even though I root for the Dodgers for my dad, I can't be like, oh, yeah. I'm going to call it how I see it. And Dodgers were out at first. Good. They got it correct. Nice. There we go. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 5th. Good call. They actually got it correct. That's always good. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 5th for the Cubbies.
Okay, Mike and I are looking into what's wrong with the chair, but right now I need you to breathe in.
2-0 Kraken. There we go, baby.
Okay, I think I found the problem coming at you.
Looks like you used the wrong screw. How about we reassemble this chair together?
Next up for the Cubs in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your
Leading off 1 for 2, right fielder Seiya Suzuki. Batting second, 1 for 1 with a run and an RBI, center fielder Cody Bellinger. And batting third, 0 for 2, third baseman Patrick Wisdom. Let's go.
With Armor All stain repelling technology, it's easy to everyday proof your car. No matter how tough the job is, Armor All technology. Less work, more clean.
Good competitive game. I had a feeling it would be on this holiday.
All this month, MLB Network kicks off the season with live game action. Big stars.
We'll go grab a bite of pizza real quick.
Here's what's on the lineup card. Friday on MLB Network.
Well, obviously, a couple of really nice plays by outfielders here, and once Bellinger reacted to the deflection, he got in a hurry. Good throw to second baseman there, Peralta, and then Outman after this base hit. Nico Horner comes up and guns this ball home, 90.8 miles per hour, significantly better than any average. Still not a bad send.
All right, I'm back. Suzuki 1-0 pitch. Popped up. Foul right into the third row. Bottom of the fifth. We're knotted up at 2. Seiya.
The way the wind was blowing, that might actually blow back fair. I think the grandstand probably helped it where the wind was not able to get to it as much as you would expect. But I mean, that's almost left to right, left center to right center. It won that.
1-1 pitch. Pitch is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Come on, Suzuki. Show me something. You already did. Can you show me again? Suzuki, 2-1 pitch. Pitch is low and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike to Suzuki. Bickford still on the mound for the Dodgers.
Fun guy, man. Fun guy, man.
3-1 pitch from Bickford. Suzuki lined right to third. 1 away.
The joke was Matsui always hit a home run on his birthday. So he'd always tell him.
Next up, center fielder Cody Bellinger.
Sometimes they call him Sue, you know? Yeah. He could really hit, boy. More clever baseball nicknaming. Yeah.
Bellinger curls foul, but was home run distance. And he's already went yard once in the bottom of the second. So Muncie homered, Bellinger homered, Outman homered, and then obviously we had a little RBI action. Bellinger, 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes to Cody.
It's confidence, right? You start to really believe in what you're doing. Like if you make subtle changes, you don't see results right away, and then all of a sudden things start clicking, and you start to feel. I mean, confidence is such a big thing in that box because it's so hard to hit. It's one thing that, as a player, will keep you up at night. Hitting. Right?
0-2 pitch from Bickford.
All of you see, can a man forget how to hit?
Pitch is high.
You know, I used to laugh at
1 ball, 2 strikes.
forget how to hit, but it's just such a mental grind thing because you're going to go through good spells and bad spells. Sometimes you just don't get pitches to hit. Those pitchers are really good.
1-2 pitch.
Some of them.
Chopped foul. Count still stays at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He just hit it the other way thing rankled me a little bit just because it's harder than ever to make contact. They throw harder than ever. You get fewer fastballs. You don't have those auto fastballs.
Bottom of the fifth, knotted up at 2, 1-2 pitch. Pitch is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cody.
If there's any auto fastball, 3-0, that's it.
2-2 pitch from Bickford. Cody pops it up. 2 away. Next up, third baseman Patrick Wisdom.
So when you look at what percentage of pitches are actually in the zone, it's less than 50%. It's about 48.6% of pitches are actually thrown.
Bottom of the fifth, we're knotted up at 2. 2 away. Wisdom. Pop foul. 0-1 count. Come on, Patrick. Show me something, baby. 0 for 2 today. Pop out and held out there just a moment ago. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, I just think guys are so good at disguising their pitches. I mean, you see the late break on that slider, how it went straight down. I mean, and you would say, well, get it up. Well, if his fastball's up, you're going to swing and miss. So
0-2 pitch. Pitch is low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Come on, Phil.
It's just not easy. And I think because of the home run ball, so many home runs, pitchers don't pitch to contact anymore. They pitch for swing and miss.
1-2 pitch on the corner, called ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
How many guys are there in the game now that throw about 98 miles per hour and they throw their fastball 34% of the time?
Chop foul. Count stays 2-2.
Really hard throwers, they lean heavily on that pitch. They threw their heater.
And I think now so many people throw 97, 98, it's not unusual to see it. You've gotten used to it.
They used to be a unicorn. Now they're
2-2 pitch. Line drive. Oh, diving catch in the outfield by the Dodgers. Are you kidding me? Was that Peralta with that diving catch? Unbelievable catch by Peralta. End of the 5th inning. Wow. What a defensive play. We're getting a little bit of everything today. All right, we're going to the top of the 6th. Due up for the Dodgers, 1 for 1 with a run and an RBI, base on ball, who went yard earlier today, Mad Max Muncie. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, Clay's brother, Trace Thompson. And batting third, the man that just made that diving catch in the previous inning, left fielder, 1 for 1 with a base on ball, David Peralta.
Everyday products designed smarter, like a smart coffee grinder that orders fresh beans for you.
oh, genius. For more breakthroughs like that,
I need a breakthrough card.
like ours, with 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like uniform color or concept yet. So I haven't, but at some point, if someone is looking, I imagine they'll be able to describe that. But yeah, I haven't seen. Honestly, with the Cardinals, changing their uniforms isn't the problem. It's actually just getting, players that want to play there, and everyone wants to leave. Like Budda Baker don't want to be there. Kyler isn't committed. The coach was wrong. They don't have the same type of pieces as they did in years past. And yeah, I mean, they're going to be in rebuild mode. I don't know if anyone would really want to go there, but I am interested to see what they do. Scherzer dropped the 10-game appeal. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count to Muncie. I know Scherzer sweats a lot. He sweats more than the average pitcher and whatnot, but something with the rosin. And I mean, it was kind of crazy too, because the guy that has caught the 3 pitchers, it's been the same ump in all 3 instances. So maybe they were thinking, well, this guy has something against the players or whatnot. But I mean, I think he went through 2 glove changes and then they, kicked him out or whatever. But big swing and a miss. 0-2 count, 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Muncie. Top of the 6th, we're tied at 2. 1-2 pitch to Muncie is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Come on, Mad Max. See you later. Bye-bye, Max. 1 away. Next up, Clay's brother, Trace Thompson. Matt's in the building. What a deal. Yeah, I figured that he was going to appeal and he wasn't going to drop it, but I mean, maybe he was doing a little cheating, and figured, well, they already went through the gloves and maybe they have access to those gloves and they can do tests and then they can, go through. That maybe he was kind of pushing the limits a little bit because they said it was more sticky. I mean, it's one thing if it's like sweat, rosin and whatnot, but if you have another substance in there and you're doing it's more sticky for like the grip, for the pitching, obviously that can help quite a bit, especially if you are a profusely aggressive sweater, which Scherzer is. The guy like sweats through his uniform, his hat. Like anytime you end up watching a game when Scherzer's playing, if you've ever watched him play in his career, the guy's sweating more than any player that's playing. I don't know what his body chemistry is and what's going on, but I've never seen a player sweat more than him. So I don't know if that has something to do with it too, with the sweat and the material. Got him. Thompson, sit down. Hughes taking names. Next up, left fielder David Peralta. What's good, Matt? How are you, brother? First pitch strike. Hughes has been locked and loaded, man. He's already got 3 Ks. He's just like a reliever coming in. Impressive. And he's a lefty, too. 0-1 pitch to Peralta, who had that amazing diving catch to save, obviously, a run in the previous inning. Probably could have got a little rally going if he would have fell down and dropped it. Who knows how far that runner could have gone. Ooh, hit him right in the mask. Hopefully Barnhart's okay. Off a one bounce and turned his head and hit the mask and popped off. One pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count. Pitch is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Guys facing one another, one a former pitcher, one a former outfielder. Pitches outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count is full. I'm just trying to think of what other dumpster fires are worse than Arizona. Cleveland, the Browns, because I think you can't really say the Texans because they're probably going to get their quarterback or get some really good quality pieces in this draft and the next draft. So I can't really say them. Big swing and a miss. Got him. God, Hughes has been electric. Sit him down, all 3. He said, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Sit down. All right, well, my goodness. Still tied at 2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. God, Hughes has been great. All right, next up for the Cubs as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Leading off for the Cubs, 0 for 1 with a run and a base on ball, Eric Hosmer. Batting second, 2 for 2, first baseman, Trey Mancini. And batting third in the order, 0 for 2 with a K, catcher Tucker Barnhart. Yeah, Matt, is that how you feel? I don't think you can say that though, because for me being an outsider looking in, the number one reason you can't say that is because you got Sean Payton. Now, if you didn't have Sean Payton, then yes, you can talk about the fire and how horrible it is, and this team doesn't look like it's going to be getting any better anytime soon. But anytime you get a guy that's normally considered a top 5, top 10 coach, yeah, he should be able to turn around the vibe there. And if anyone wants to argue, guess what? That guy probably won't be at QB in a couple years if he doesn't put up the results, because obviously if they don't win, Peyton's job is going to be on the line too. And of course, he's going to try to make it work with what he has now. But if he can't make it work with his quarterback, it's not going to surprise me if he gets benched or if they move on from him, because that's going to help not only Denver, but it's going to help Peyton keep his job. You're not going to be stupid and just be like blindly loyal to someone that's not doing well and that's not improving. That might be, delirious and not living in the real world anymore. All right, get better, Sarah. That's no problem. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be doing the Cardinals and Mariner game tomorrow night around 7, and then I'll be in Seattle for the Cardinals on Saturday and Sunday for both of those games, and then I'll be back Monday, and we'll record Monday night, more than likely, as long as I'm not too tired. Pitch is high. I mean, I always try to look at things from an honest point of view. And anytime, if you're a fan of that team, you know, a lot of fans can be overcritical. They can't see the big picture, you know, and a lot of times it does look shitty. And then everyone else on the social media says you're shitty. And then you start believing you're shittier than you really are, you know. But again, if everything was like, if you still had the same coach and the same quarterback, I'd be like, what the hell is going on? But at least you got rid of Hackett. You got a guy that's a top 5, top 10 coach last time he coached. And it's not going to be the same type of coach that you saw with the Saints because you guys are built different. But I do think that he can help bring better success than what you've had with obviously Hackett or even previously to that point. So 2-1 pitch to third. 1 away. Oh, they actually swapped Hosmer for Madrigal. I'll have to get a new photo for him when he comes up again. All right, let's see what Trey can do. He's 2 for 2 today. A lot of times they'll make those changes with those DH players right at the last minute. So obviously if they don't say it on the TV or if the ESPN app doesn't update quick enough, then, you know, he swings on a first pitch strike, grounds out or pops out, then no time for me. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 6th. We're tied up 2-2 on this great holiday. Mancini 2 for 2 in the box. Pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes. One 1-0 pitch. Chop foul towards third. 1 ball, 1 strike. All right, Jameson. Sarah sent me the picture of the Arizona uniforms. So I'm looking at them right now, Jameson. So the home one, it says Arizona all the way across in different type of font. White helmet, red jersey, red pants, red socks. It looks basic. And then the white jersey doesn't even say Arizona on the front. It looks like a college jersey. It just has the NFL tag, the number, nothing with words on the front of it. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. It kind of looks like a college jersey. It looks kind of basic. And then especially the white version, it says Cardinals on the sleeve, but nothing on the front, which I think is a mistake. And then they have a black version with nothing in the front that looks like a college jersey that just says Cardinals on the sleeves. So the only thing that they have that says Arizona, Arizona in different font across the screen is the red one. And then the white and the black have nothing in front of the jersey, which I think is incredibly odd and stupid. Okay. Different font, and that's about it. I don't know. Yeah, kind of booty. If I had to rate them through like a 1 to a 10, probably a 5. So I don't think you're really missing a whole lot, Jameson, with those jersey changes. Like I said, the white and the black look like college jerseys because they have nothing with their team name. Like, you got to have at least Arizona or Cardinals on the front of the fucking jersey. You're an NFL team. You're not trying to be a college team. And it's cool that it says Cardinals on the sleeve, but it can say that on the sleeve and in the front of the jersey, Arizona, Cardinals on the sleeve, or Cardinals, Arizona on the sleeve. You can flip-flop it. But whoever their marketing person is, a fucking idiot. I imagine those won't not sell. End of the 6th inning. We're still knotted up at 2. But not impressed from what I've seen with those concepts. Santa Claus pajamas. Yeah, it does. It really does, doesn't it? Yeah, not impressed. So Matt says the Cardinals' red uniform looks like a Santa Claus pajamas, which ironically kind of fits. And the white ones look like a cheap shot Nebraska uniform. And it's coincidentally, Jameson is a Nebraska fan, and the black one looks decent to you. But don't you think, I mean, it would just make sense to have Cardinals or Arizona on the front. It's not like you have to do something cheesy with like a 3-letter thing like ATL for like the Falcons instead of saying Atlanta or Falcons, and you just did ATL, or you do AZ, that would look terrible too. So I guess if they were experimenting with that, instead of putting AZ, they decided to leave it blank. But yeah. So Jameson, yeah, they it doesn't look good. Yeah, I imagine most Cardinal fans are going to be like, no, I'm not buying this. Yeah. I mean, the black one and white one would have potential if they actually had words in the front, I guess. But it does not look. It's not worth buying at all, and the font is just a little bit different. Even Kyler Murray in the photo, he doesn't look. He's not smiling. He don't care. He don't want to be there. I mean, everyone wants out.
With Armor All stain repelling technology, it's easy to everyday proof your car. No matter how tough the job is. Armor All technology.
We're going to the top of the 7th, still tied up at 2. I'm glad it's a good game and it's not like a 10-2 game. All right, leading off for the Dodgers in the top of the 7th, second baseman Miguel Vargas. Batting second in the order, shortstop Luke Williams. And batting third, catcher Austin Barnes. All right, come on, Vargas. Michael Rucker, a pitching change for the Cubs, is now in. And this game is on MLB Network. So if you guys want to watch along, unless you guys are watching NBA or NHL hockey playoffs, which is totally understandable, that anyone wants to kind of watch together, that's what channel I'm watching it on here in Oregon. But I know it is regional coverage, so depending on where you're located, they might be showing another game. But I think that the Padres and Diamondback game was on ESPN Plus. So the only other one that's on right now is Mets and Giants, where the Mets are up 2-0 in the top of the 4th. And the Padres are up 4-1 on the Diamondbacks. I'll have to look at Tatis's stats in his first game back in like 500 days. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Vargas. Maybe, you know what I mean? Because obviously I think a lot of the fans knew that, with Snyder was holding the team back and whatnot. But, if you have like a lot of harassment and sexual misconduct and racism and a lot of bullshit that was going on behind the scenes, it all starts at the top. If you got a shitty owner, then, it's going to trickle down to the shitty GM, shitty coaches, and not having players be bought in. And it's just like a terrible culture. So we'll see how it turns out for them. But hopefully it gets better for them. Because I feel that out of all the organizations in football, that one was run, as far as being kind of a popular team with the Washington Redskins and everything. They have a lot of history. They have passionate fans, right? But they just never were going to win anything based on Snyder owning the team and how he ran the team. So I think it can only get better from here. And Vargas just got struck out swinging or looking. Yeah, I would agree that these are a step down from the ones they currently had. The marketing team, it looks horrible, dude. Five broccoli, huh? Top of the 7th. We're still knotted up at 2. 1 away. Oh, we got Mookie in. All right, here we go. He just had a birth of his baby boy. I did not know if he was going to get in today. I'm excited that he's in. Hell yeah. Wasn't expecting this. Mookie, he gets in the game. Boom, gets a hit. Yeah, baby. Woo! There we go. Heck yeah. Pinch hitting, Mookie Betts. All he had to do was look at a couple pitches. Boom. He's like, I'm going to get a single to right. And Mookie's normally a top 5, top 10 player, in all of MLB when he's healthy. He's fantastic. So fun to watch. All right, next up, catcher Austin Barnes. Mookie came in for Luke Williams, which is not surprising.
You should clarify, just because I sing does not mean I'm a good singer.
You're pretty good. No, you're pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm pretty critical of uniform changes, but yeah, there's nothing. I mean, I just try to picture being a Cardinal fan. Would I buy that? Hell no. I mean, I would probably consider the white and the black one if they modified it. You know what I mean? But just the way that it sits right now, it just looks like a college jersey. And, And a font that they use for the red one with Arizona is off. It doesn't look good. Like, I'm not really sure. I mean, I get it. You have to use a different font to be different, but it's got to match. And it doesn't really feel like it matches very well. Like, I guess if you wanted to wear that for like one game a season, like, like City Connect jerseys, like, or like throwback, like one game. But if that's their permanent jersey they're going to wear for like half the games of the season at home, my goodness. I mean, they're going to lose games just based off those jerseys. Top of the 7th, we're knotted up at 2-1 count, 1 out. Barnes in the box, 0 for 2 today. Mookie Betts at first when he pinch hit. Chopper towards third, double play. Mookie's gone. There it is. What a great double play by the Cubs. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. Did you see him, David? Yeah, they're terrible. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 7th. Leading off for the Cubs, 1 for 3 with an RBI, second baseman, Nico Werner. Batting second, shortstop, 1 for 1 with 2 base on balls, Dansby Swanson. And batting third, 0 for 3, Ian Happ.
Top swingers step up to the plate on MLB Network's Friday Night Baseball. Nolan and Paul, 2 silver sluggers, take in the Emerald City as the Cards take on the Mariners. MLB Network's Friday Night Baseball, live at 10 Eastern.
Hey, Dad. What's the ocean? Are there animals living underwater? Is the ocean warm?
You were made to remember some days forever. We were made to help you find the best way there.
If Raina's thinking about retirement,
I know. Could you imagine if Larry Fitz had to wear that? That'd have been terrible.
And balance risk and reward. And with a clear plan, Raina can enjoy wherever she's headed next. That's the planning effect from Fidelity.
Oh, they're putting Betts at shortstop? Wow.
This is his 1,131st career game. And his first as a shortstop.
Elliot, how is Tatis doing yet? Did he get his first hit? How's he doing? Is he looking good, or is he looking kind of like he hasn't played baseball in a while? We already know what he did, though, on like AAA, so I know he's been killing it. Bogarts and Carpenter with home runs. Nico, right to Muncie, 1 away. 0 for 2. Okay, well, still time left for him to maybe get a hit. How has his 2 at-bats looked? Have they been strikeouts? Have they been strikeout looking, strikeout swinging, pop-up, ground? What are we looking at? Did he get contact? How did he look? And how has his defense been? Has he had any baseballs like in his area? I mean, just the energy of having him there is, going to be, positive enough. You guys are in the middle of the 4th, it looks like. Next up, shortstop Dansby Swanson. 1 for 1, a single and 2 walks. 1-0 pitch to Swanson. Elliot, you watch Vice Channel still or no? I watch Vice Channel pretty often, and they have this series called Devoured on there. Very good. I mean, I like all the Action Bronson stuff. Fuck That's Delicious, and all the really cool programming that they have, original programming, because they don't care. It could be gay, straight, it doesn't matter. They'll talk about just the reality of life and kind of the underground things that are going on in life that no other network talks about. And I like that. So it's like you get the men perspective, the women perspective, different race perspective. But the Devoured one is like these scandals that have to deal with like food, people getting murdered, or all kinds of crazy stuff that's going on. If you haven't watched it, I would recommend it, bro. I was like pretty impressed with the 4 or 5 episodes that I actually watched. I was like, ooh, I was like, the way that they break down the show was pretty cool. Like the Carnegie Deli one was pretty cool with all the scandals that were going there. So all the like famous people when they were getting out of Carnegie Hall, and the place was open for like 80 years, and there was all this crazy shit that was happening like in the back and with all the celebrities that went there. It's really interesting. And then I saw another one where they were talking about Bluebell ice cream. That's like a cult thing in Texas, where it's like they only buy this brand of ice cream. And about 5-6 years ago, like the owner of the company was like, he knew there was like listeria and shit that was in the ice cream, and he just kept sending it out. And then people ended up getting sick. A few people died, and there was like this big lawsuit and everything. And even with all that being said, the people that lived in Texas were still like, fuck it, I like Bluebell, even if it was contaminated. Like, it's just like this crazy, like cult-like experience where there's like other brands, but the Texas people grew up, at Texas Ranger games, and they were like really cool with the community. So they were one of those companies that helped a lot. So people felt like brand loyal, but it was like literally making people sick and killing people. But then afterwards, they tried to like act like it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, that's just one example. But yeah, I would recommend, if you haven't watched Vice in a while, some of the programs they have on there are pretty cool. And then the one they had after that was called Killer Kids, where it has some people that manipulate other kids like their friends, and then they do crimes. So yeah, if you're looking for something new, I know you and me, we watch kind of similar type of shows. And obviously we can always go to Superbad as a movie, if we need something in the background to watch, which is fantastic. You already know what it is, McLovin. But yeah, I would recommend going on Vice if you haven't in a while. Good shit on there. Bottom of the 7th, 2-2 Dodgers Cubs. I mean, I'm always watching History, Discovery, Nat Geo, when I'm not doing sports. But I like watching Vice just because it's just so fucking real. And they don't sugarcoat anything, and I like that. It's just really what, what's going on in America and in the world. But it doesn't get talked about. Popped up. Back to the warning track. Caught. End of the 7th inning. We're still knotted up at 2. All right, let's go to the top of the 8th.
As well as True Green does it. True Green's online tools help ensure your custom treatment works to deliver a greener, healthier lawn. Guaranteed. It's time to trust your experts at True Green. Go online.
Bidding off for the Dodgers in the top of the 8th, 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI and a K, James Outman. Batting second, 0 for 3, which is very rare, the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. And batting third, 0 for 3 with a K, DH, JD Martinez.
Everyday products designed smarter. Like a smart coffee grinder. It will express beans for you.
Oh, genius. For more breakthroughs like that,
I need a breakthrough card.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, Elliot, like I haven't watched that channel and like, I mean, every time I see, something interesting like a Wong's World that's old or an Action Bronson special or something with Action Bronson, I'm watching it, right? But then, it's been like months since I actually flipped through the channels and like was like, oh, let me look what this is. And I was a little reluctant to like watch it. I was like, what is this Devoured? What is this? But then when the first episode's showing people get like, murdered or whatever, and it's, like bank robbery style, but it's at different places at restaurants, and there's like crimes attached to the food and all kind of conspiracy shit. Like I was like, and every episode was a little bit different. Then they had one about like bees in California where people were stealing like bee colonies and like hijacking semis with like pistachios and the nuts. And they were like jacking all of it and selling it to the buyers, like candy places. And then these people were making like millions of dollars because there was no like security like attached. You have to know how to handle the bees and then to go with like the different like cashews and pistachios and the nuts. But they were like hijacking all the supplies and taking all the people's shit like in the middle of the night. And then once they were hijacking it, then they were selling it for like, obviously for a cheaper price to like the distributors. And then they had to do like a heist. But every episode is different. It's like each one they're nowhere near as close as the last one. That's why I think I liked it so much, because every episode was so different than the previous one. I'm like, oh my God, this is weird but cool. I think you would enjoy it. Yeah. Got to have Machado at third. Absolutely. Him and Nolan Arenado always make unbelievable plays. Those are the best 2 third basemen in Major League Baseball in the world right now. Hands down. All right, top of the 8th. Pitch to Outman. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Top of the order, as it's Outman, Freeman, and Martinez.
Pitch is low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Outman went yard in the bottom of the 3rd inning, or top of the 3rd inning, excuse me. We are in Chicago. Popped up. One away. Yeah, you got to watch something new and something that grabs your attention. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Yeah, I always think when you're always looking for something new, if it's not like comedy or like something old, sometimes just something that will, that'll just, keep things interesting for you, keep you on your heels a little bit. I mean, I like Discovery and History because those channels will always have programming to make you smarter, and it'll teach you something that you never knew before, depending on what they're going over. So, for me, those are my favorite networks. And every once in a while, I'll like the animal shit with like Nat Geo or the planet. What do they do? The David Attenborough when he does the Earth stuff and the planet stuff. That stuff is really good too. The planet Earth. I like when they do like the underwater specials. Those are the best.
And his mindset is really he's trying to hit a line drive over Dansby Swanson's head. That's the way.
Oh, Hawaiian Korean barbecue chicken. Send some my way, bro. Pitch is low. 3 balls, 1 strike to Freddie Freeman. Come on, Freddie.
How much power he has to not just the pull side, but the off field too.
3-1 pitch to Freeman. Pitch is high. Walked him. Next up, DH JD Martinez. The pink sea salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. That sounds great.
Have you ever been to that place?
The one right here, no, but I've been to other locations.
Oh, sure. I've never been. I understand that burger-wise, it's
a really good burger.
Elite.
Oh, wow. 5-3. They caught up. 5-4 now. 5-3 turned into 5-4, Elliot. Uh-oh. With a runner at second. Well, it sounds like Tatis, you got to be able to get something with him if you're going to win this game, as well as some of the other, guys that have been struggling. Pitch in the zone. Got him. Too easy. Next up, third baseman, Mad Max Muncie. They got to take Waka Flocka out, dude. What are they doing? Take him out. Take out the Waka Flocka. Waka Flocka Flame. Can't have him in there forever. Waka Waka. 1 for 2 with a solo home run and a walk. Batting .246, 8 homers this season. It's either all or nothing with Mad Max. Strikeouts or long bombs. Pitch right down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, even if you are, are a fanatic and you love sports, you got to take a break from it. You can watch it and stuff, but you also want to be able to, have some other things. Like for me, I always have to make sure I get the cartoons in, vintage cartoons from the 80s. I have to watch at least 1 episode a day. I watch Simpsons for at least an hour or more every day. King of the Hill for an hour at least every day. You know what I mean? And I'll bounce back with like Bob's Burgers and, South Park and stuff. But I do like the late night lineup on like Adult Swim, where they have like Mike Tyson's Mysteries and like the Boondocks and some of that shit that's a little bit more like hardcore. Royal Crackers. Some of that shit is hilarious. It's like so good. And there's a reason why it's on fucking late at night at like, midnight to like 4 a.m. But usually I'm up that late. So I'm always looking for those like weird cartoons that are kind of edgy and whatnot. And the one that always makes me laugh when I get stoned is the Mike Tyson Mysteries, because it actually has Mike Tyson as a character as himself. And then he'll get into these rants where he starts swearing and shit. And there's like, it's like kind of like a Scooby-Doo like type of thing where they try to solve mysteries. So they got like Norm Macdonald as like a fucking bird. And then they got like an Asian chick that's in there. And then another guy, like kind of like a British guy that's in there. And it's like Mike Tyson in jumpsuits. And then every once in a while he'll just go off and start swearing and they'll like bleep it out and shit. But the stuff that he says in the show is fucking hilarious. I didn't think I would like that cartoon as much as I do. But if you are looking for funny things to watch that are edgy, definitely those are the ones to watch late at night. Next up is Trace Thompson. Yeah, it's it's not mentally healthy just to be able to. I mean, and I try to get as much in, but I also have my time in between where I have to take a step away from it. Runners at the corners on first and third, top of the 8th. Dodgers knotted up 2-2, and this might be an opportunity for Clay's brother for him to take advantage, and maybe we can get a lead here. Top of the 8th, runners on the corners, tied 2-2, 2 outs, 0-1 pitch to Clay's brother. Come on, Clay's brother. Thompson, chopped foul. I did see that. Yeah, and I was a little confused about the hire. He's going to be doing defense for you, correct? All right, Cub fans are standing. Runners at first and third. The crowd needs to get into this game. We had an hour delay. Tornadoes in the area. Everyone standing in Wrigley. 0-2 pitch. Oh, pitch was low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, the whole crowd was ready to erupt right there. They were trying to call it for the ump. They were trying to get that place to be electric. Not so fast. One-two pitch. Thompson fouls it off. Runners at second and third. Especially if you stole that bag, going from first to second. Second and third. Ooh, 2 outs too. Boxberger. Ten hits for the D-backs. Wow. It's crazy this year, Elliot. Like a lot of teams that are supposed to be good are really being just like booty cheeks, like really terrible. Dodgers, Phillies, Mariners, Astros, Cardinals. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the teams that were good last year are not very good right now. Like Atlanta was good and we knew they were going to be good, but like Tampa Bay, Milwaukee Brewers, I don't think anyone saw that shit coming at all. So, I mean, something's got to give. And also you have to understand its matchups. If you have a very difficult schedule early on, that's a part of it. And also if someone has an easy schedule, and they're playing shitty teams early on, that could be a part of it too. Oh, Thompson. Back. Got him. They leave 2 stranded, and they go to the bottom of the 8th. Damn, that was the Dodgers' best chance to try to do something. At least it's a good game.
From friends coming over to moms coming over. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 at the Foods Market.
Prices, appliances, click. You can't help but add to cart. Shop the latest innovations, top brands. It goes from quick.
Yeah. But from the games that I've seen that you guys have played, a lot of it necessarily hasn't been all pitching. It's like when you have 6 guys out of 9 that are underwhelming, and some of those 6 guys are big names and they're not doing what they normally do. You know what I mean? It's one thing not to have Tatis there in the lineup, but still with the lineup, a lot of the guys' batting average is considerably lower than what it was last year. And then if you get in a little bit of a slump with the pitching, and then all of a sudden you start dropping game after game, and you're like, what the hell's going on? So, all right, we're going with the Cubs now, bottom of the 8th. Let's see if they can get something moving here. Leading off for them, my cousin, right fielder, Seiya Suzuki. Batting second in the order, center fielder Cody Bellinger. And batting third baseman Patrick Wisdom. Suzuki 1 for 3 today. Bellinger 1 for 2 with a run and RBI. And obviously he went yard in the bottom of the second, 420 feet. And 0 for 3 today, Patrick Wisdom. Yeah. Machado's much more likable than Soto, though. Like if you look at Tatis, even with the cheating and whatnot, and getting caught and everything, but like I think Tatis is a pretty likable player. You know what I mean? And if you look at Machado, obviously the defense and the offense, but I think like Soto's a big name, but I don't think he's lived up to the money that he got yet. I mean, it's like your batting average and your defense could be better. You're not, it's like you got the bag and then you're just like kind of relaxed. They can't have you being relaxed when all the other hitters are struggling. It's like you can't be another guy that's struggling. It's one thing if Nola is struggling, but if you're fucking Juan Soto and you're supposed to be a top 15, top 20 player, don't play like you're playing like on the Nola level. You got to play better. You got to play like an all-star. And clearly a lot of the players that are all-star caliber have been struggling early on. And that happens in April and May. Like I said, you'll see guys in June start to get a little bit better. Oh, they walked him. Suzuki to first.
Bellinger said it was all out of luck, though, and then on Sunday, a homer of his own. It was quite the return back to Los Angeles. And then, guys, tonight, he added on with another home run against the Dodgers. So, let's say he likes playing this one, too.
Bottom of the 8th, runner at first, knotted up at 2. Cody Bellinger up next. Someone wants to help me out with the donos. I'm not sure if Jameson is still in the room or not, but Megan has been leaving early quite often, so we need someone to be able to help us out with that. I mean, even if it's just a little bit more that we can potentially get. Your boy's got a lot of bills and a lot of things that are coming up. So anyone that can help me out would be greatly appreciated.
Started with the Dodgers, 4th round pick in 2013. He was the rookie of the year. He got called up at the 3rd week.
Yeah, he hasn't really been the same since 2019, Bellinger, but starting to kind of put it together.
LCS MVP in 18, the National League MVP in 19, and then a World Series champ in 2020. He's been an All-Star twice. He's won a Gold Glove, and now he's a Cub. Bellinger's already homered in this one. His 4th home run. He's been hit by a pitch. He has flied out. He's continued to play spectacular defense. Got a chance here in the bottom of the eighth. The leadoff man on base. Pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. It's about time we talked about
Pitching change for the Dodgers. Coming in now, Caleb Ferguson.
He's got good stuff.
Yeah, lefty Caleb Ferguson into the ball game, making a big appearance. Look at that ground ball rate. 70% of the balls in play on the ground against him so far this year. 2.84 ERA. Fastball at 96 and swinging this slider.
I think he gets some of that ground ball because he likes to actually.
1 for 2, solo home run and a hit by a pitch. Batting .290 for the season, Cody Bellinger. First pitch to Belly. Chop towards first. Foul. 0-1 count.
Stuff reminds me of Brandon Hughes a little bit, right? And it's kind of that same on the side. And
0 for 3 for Tatis. How's his defense looked? Oh, 1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes to Bellinger.
I always felt it was the toughest pitch to catch, backup slide, because it doesn't really go where you're expecting it to go.
0-2 pitch. Chopped foul. Count stays 0-2.
Also makes it a little tougher for Suzuki to think about stealing second base.
Problem is the guy that's on deck and what he's done against left-handers. You know, that's
Oh, hit Bellinger. Bellinger to first. Next up, third baseman Patrick Wisdom.
What's that from? Is it the front shoulder opening up too quick and you're not lining up in the yeah.
Here's Patrick Wisdom now. Wisdom has been a really good start.
0 for 3, line out in the 5th.
He's got an extra base hit in 6 straight games. This would be a magnificent time to make it 7 in a row.
First pitch to Wisdom. Runners at first and second for the Cubs. Pitch is high. 1-0 count. Cubs have a real threat here to be able to extend the lead here. We've been knotted up at 2 for quite some time, since the 4th inning. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, but it was going to be a big hit.
There you go. Someone will step up. Appreciate it.
Foul out of play off to the right.
Yeah, and people wonder why, I might not be able to do this full time anymore. I think the numbers speak for themselves.
Suzuki out there at second. Bellinger, the runner at first. 2-2 bottom 8.
1-2 pitch. Fouled back. Count stays the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 8th, we're knotted up at 2, runners at first and second. 1-2 pitch from Ferguson. Chopper. Right to Mookie. Double play. Got him. Wow. Incredible play. Or that's only 2 outs. I thought there was already an out there. All right. 2 away. What a great play by fucking Mookie. My goodness. Runner advances to third. Boom. Runs towards second, jumps in the air, and gets him at first to Freddie. Unbelievable play by Mookie Betts there. Great defense. Unbelievable.
know if you're supposed to be able to make it look that easy.
Probably hasn't been getting a lot of sleep.
Get a 4-hour flight, probably. LA to Chicago.
Magical trying to be a hero.
Oh, popped up and caught. There we go. Nick tried, but it just wasn't enough. Both teams leaving opportunities on base. We're going to be going to the top of the ninth.
Not this again. Or on a yacht. Or a bow rider. Any kind of ship. And stop taking my pajamas. Oh, Larry, I can watch you while watching you. How would you do that? Because I'm a sad man. There's little to do. I can listen at the bus stop. I can listen to NFL play-by-play at work.
You've been endlessly searching for a new job, but it means you're missing.
Leading off for the Dodgers in the top of the ninth. 1 for 2 with a base on ball and a K. Left fielder David Peralta. Batting second, 1 for 3 with 2 Ks. Second baseman Miguel Vargas. And batting third in the lineup, 1 for 1 when he came in as a pinch hitter, Mookie Betts.
It's my place. It's my home. Home means everything to me.
DirecTV is a leader in sports, but Jeff doesn't have DirecTV, so he's watching baseball at his weird neighbor's house. He's all right.
I love watching the game with you.
Call 1-800-DIRECTV to guarantee your price for 2 years.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Defeat allergy headaches fast with new Flonase headache and allergy relief.
2 pills relieve allergy headache.
And the congestion that causes it.
Flonase headache and allergy relief. All good.
3 Manager of the Year awards, 2 World Series rings, 1 resilient skipper.
He is baseball.
A repeated look at the man who made the game's best manager, Tito, the Terry Francona story, Sunday at 8 Eastern on MLB Network.
Back here, check out for the front door expert approach and a pitching matchup for tomorrow. Lefties square off, a rematch from LA.
Julio versus Drew tomorrow.
Urias has turned into one of the elite starters.
Yeah, Julio is great for the Dodgers. Their best pitcher. 1.90 ERA. He's electric. Another pitcher for the Cubs. Lots of pitching changes for both teams. How many pitchers are the Cubs at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be a 6th pitcher, Michael Fulmer. I think Dodgers are at 5. Leading off for the Dodgers in the top of the ninth, left fielder David Peralta. Pitch is high, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch, right down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice little chopper over the shortstop and second baseman there. Wow. There we go. All right, Peralta. Wasn't pretty, but you'll take it. Nice little bloop single. Nice little single to right. Next up, second baseman, Miguel Vargas.
He's able to pull his hands in to really get it on the barrel. That's a really good pitch by Mama. And a big guy at first base.
Four-seamer and just in on his hand.
Thank you, Cyberpunk. I appreciate you, man. You have no idea. Without you, we stay at 3. And you mean a lot to me, man. Like I said, anytime I start losing hope, you know, with how things are going in my life, you know, you can come through and save the day. Appreciate you. Just be nice if we could get, others, either through the Twitter side or through YouTube, to show, it doesn't necessarily have to match your type of generosity or love, but just something, throughout all the hard work that I put in, Cyberpunk with a $97 dono, picking up the slack for everyone else. Appreciate you. And just like that, Cyberpunk takes care of the whole thing right there. Appreciate you very, very much, man. Thank you. You know, it does get a little depressing when you put an hour and a half of prep in, do 3-4 hours, and you're sitting at 3. You know, but you know, I have to not lose hope. I just have to keep going and hope that, you know, something good happens in my life. And if it wasn't for you, I would be in a mentally much darker place. So thank you, man. I appreciate you very, very much. Bang, 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 boom, 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 bang, bang. The number one donator to the channel that holds it down for me in many, many times of need. Cyberpunk, you're the man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Fucking goat. Damn right. Thank you. Let me know what you want to see for photos, and I got you. If you got any wrestling photos that you want me to pull up, this one is in the top of the 9th. And thank you so much, man. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, like I said, there's been so many challenging days. I think yesterday, we hit $1. You know what I mean? That's like the worst feeling ever when you don't even hit 10 or 20. You know, it's like the goal is hundo. You get half the goal, you're at 50. You can't even hit 50 if you hit under 20. Nobody wants to hit, you know, under, you know, $5 or $10 if you're putting in a lot of effort and, you know, and the grind and whatnot. But, you know, every day is different. You never know who's going to show up. You never know who's going to be able to support. So thank you, man. You know, it means a lot. Well, my mental health, you know, I try to keep it in a good spot, but sometimes it's really hard. If I didn't have my puppy and you guys, I don't know where I would be today. So thank you, man. Top of the 9th. We're knotted up at 2. Runners on the corners, 1st and 3rd. Cyberpunk is a fucking goat. Saving the day. I can't even count on how many fingers that he's done that. And thank you, man. Lots of things still, you know, coming up, obviously, with like rent and bills. I'm going to be going to Seattle on Saturday. We're going to be doing the Mariners-Cardinals game tomorrow. And then I'll be in Seattle for game 2 and game 3, Saturday and Sunday. And then I'll be back on Monday. So at least I, you know, with everything that's been going down in my life, at least I'll be able to have 2 days where I can kind of get away from everything and just, you know, hang out with one of my best friends, eat some good food, stay in a good room, you know, try to get some foul balls, you know, some souvenirs for me and him, and then come back and hang out with you guys and tell you some stories from Seattle on Monday night. Top of the 9th, we're knotted up at 2. Runners on the corners for the Dodgers on 1st and 3rd. 0-1 count. Cyberpunk always being cyber. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Appreciate you, brother.
You know, as a hitter, you don't ever really want your arms to get away from you. In a sense, you want to try to keep that back elbow close to your back hip when you swing. And I don't think that necessarily can do that with as far as he is from the plate. But
Hayward, big swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hayward. Shout out to Jameson and Cyberpunk for holding it down today. Appreciate you. Chopper towards first, foul. Yeah, I don't think it would. I mean, for me, like I said, if this was just like my first year, you know, doing streaming and stuff, and you have to expect it's going to take time to be able to build an audience and to be able to, you know, get there. But when you've, you know, been doing this for 11 years and this is your 7th year on YouTube, you know, it's not like you expect anything, but you just kind of hope that, you know, you're going to be at a bigger number rather than a lower number based on the effort that you put in, you know. But it really just depends on the individuals that love you and that really want you to win, that support you. And Cyberpunk is a unique one of one. Appreciate you, man. 2-2 pitch to Hayward. And of course, this is my dream. So, you know, I want to be able to continue doing the dream and, you know, spend time with you guys, help people with mental health and call games and wrestling events and everything. But as we know, you know, yeah, you have to still be able to live, you know, and Cyberpunk is trying to make that happen. 3-2 pitch to Hayward. Chopped off his own leg, foul. Count stays full. Let's see if some team could take advantage here in the 9th. We've had runners stranded in the 8th from both teams and potentially here in the ninth as well.
He was really good in Detroit that year. I have to be with the Yankees. He did really good.
Count is full. 3-2 pitch. Chopped off himself and onto the catcher, Barnhart. He's limping. I hope he's okay.
I mean, those are the things that you don't miss about catching.
There we go. Hollywood Blondes. Great choice.
I mean, that stings for a while.
Matt's taking over on the dono side. I appreciate you, Matt. Every little thing that people do, you know, what people say, what people do. I notice everything, you know, and it does mean a lot. So thank you.
Unless the ambulance comes, you ain't coming out of the gate. Don't call for that trainer.
Don't be looking over here like that.
No, that ambulance better come for you to come out of the gate.
Runners at first and third.
Stunning Steve Austin and Brian Pillman. Unbelievable. A lot of people don't even know who that is, you know. Well, they know, they've heard of obviously Stone Cold Steve Austin, but like when Stone Cold actually had hair, when he wrestled in WCW and they said he never would be anything, or ECW, shaved his head, middle finger to Vince, drink a beer. The rest is history. And Rock has always had the charisma, but Stone Cold, you know, had to have that character develop. And he walked him. Bases loaded. But those are two of my favorites in my childhood, Stone Cold and Rock, absolutely. And not only for what they did in the ring, I actually appreciated what they did on the mic more, honestly. Because like I said, if you're a great shit talker in the ring, it changes your legacy forever. There's all kinds of guys that can wrestle, but how many guys can actually, you know, talk shit on an elite level on the mic? Not many. Top of the ninth, bases loaded. Outman in the box. This could be where the game changes. And as we're waiting, let's go. And obviously, Brian Pillman's son is in AEW, but he's nowhere near Brian Pillman talent. Brian Pillman is one of the most underrated wrestlers before he died. Doesn't really get enough love or appreciation either. Maybe that's why I like rooting for underdogs, is I always put myself in that kind of category, how much you know, hardship and difficulties and adversity that you have to go through. And anytime I see an underdog like that, yeah, absolutely. That's a nice one. We'll get a few more of them here in a second. 1-1 pitch to Outman. Pitch is high. 2 balls, 1 strike. And James went yard at the beginning of the game, or towards the beginning of the game in the top of the third. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fucking Hollywood Blondes. See, I can always count on you to be able to come up with something for me. Crowd is standing. Hi, Paisley. Dad's almost done. Pitch is low. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
As a catcher, you're always taught to lead with your hands. If your hands go down, your body's going to go down, and you're going to be able to block the baseball, and that's what you saw Tucker do.
Count is full. 3-2 pitch. Back. Gone! Are you kidding me? Grand slam! Grand salami! James Outman! Let's go! I can hear my dad cheering right now. Let's fucking go! Grand slam in the top of the ninth. Just like when Cyberpunk came in, that grand slam fucking mentality. Boom! Well, that just took all the air out of the fucking Cubby crowd. Holy shit. Unbelievable. And when you go yard once, sometimes you'll go yard twice. Unbelievable. I knew this game was going to be good for this holiday. Unbelievable. Grand salami. That Cub pitcher will not be eating dinner tonight. Unbelievable. All right, let's get some more wrestling photos in here while they make that pitching change. Freddie Freeman is up next. Unbelievable.
The quicker picker-upper. When you gotta get it done, one sheet is all you need. And Bounty is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less and get the job done with one. This works? Yeah. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Are we a reflection of our places in life, or are they reflections of us? Could we have been somebody else? We've taken a right turn instead of a left. Or if we've taken the place of the hot tub, or the one uptown, downtown. Could we be fabulous or fantabulous? Yes, we sure could. With Hardens.com's multitudes of listings, our possibilities and yours are truly multitudinous. Hardwoods.com, a place to find a place.
Oh my God, some of these are fucking classic. Clash of the Champions.
So do our tires.
Oh my God. With the belts too.
Electrified. Hangul Tire, official tire of Major League Baseball.
Unbelievable, bro. Great choice. Holy shit, that's the first time since 1991 that they've had a grand slam there for the Dodgers? Wow. I would assume that was just in general, but since 91, that's the last time the Dodgers went grand slam in Chicago at Wrigley. Holy shit. Seriously. Freddie Freeman is up next. 2-run double from Trent. Nice. There you go. Well, I guess Fulmer, we'll never see Fulmer pitch ever again. Freeman, chopped foul. 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, he crushed it, man. He crushed it. You could tell, like, with the cameraman, it's like, is it going? And you're like, you could see the guy, the outfielder, like, looking up. He's like, yeah, I have no chance of getting that ball. That one's gone. You don't see that often. How many times you see a grand slam in the 9th? It's not too often. A grand slam, yeah, in any inning for that matter, is very rare. 2 away. Freddie just grounded out. And Outman is the Cody Bellinger replacement, so it's kind of ironic that Bellinger went yard and then Outman went yard twice. He tried to, like, one-up him. Next up, 0 for 4 with a strikeout in the 8th, J.D. Martinez. But the Cubs, even though this is, like, pretty tough to come back from, they have had runners left on in the 8th and the 9th. They've had 2 guys on in both innings. So up to that point, in the 7th or 8th or whatnot. So there's opportunities there, but they just need to be able to cash in. And it's not like the Cubs are going to hit a grand slam of their own. You would assume that they'll just try to dink and doink, maybe draw a walk, get a hit by pitch, maybe a cheap single. And then if they can get, a couple RBIs, maybe they can get this game to 6-4 and then see what happens. Check swing. Did he go? 1-2 count. Cyberpunk, are you still in the building? You got any other wrestlers that you want to be able to see besides the Hollywood Blondes? I know you got at least 1 or 2 more that I can do before I end the stream and before we finish this game. And typically in this kind of game, like Muncie, and Bellinger, once they go, sometimes they'll go for more than 1. Just ironic that it wasn't Mad Max and it wasn't Bellinger. It was Outman. But it shows how good of a player he is. And my dad was telling me about him, and I watched him last year, and he's like, you know what? This guy's better than Cody Bellinger. At least Cody was good like in 2019, but he hasn't been up to Dodger standards in the last couple years, been injured. But he's still a name like Justin Turner, where it's just weird that he's not on the Dodgers anymore. And then when you look at this lineup, the Dodger lineup, it's not as good in previous years. They're not as the same team anymore. That's facts. Popped up for Martinez. Martinez finishes his day 0 for 5. Rough. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 9th. Can the Cubs have a miracle and make up the 4 that they just gave up in the Outman Grand Slam. Could you imagine if the Cubs did a Grand Slam also and we tied 6-6 and we went into extras? What are the chances of that happening on like planet Earth? Like you have a Grand Slam in the top of the 9th and then a Grand Slam in the bottom of the 9th to go to extras. That would be like 1 in like 5 billion or something, right? But it is sports, so I doubt that will happen. I got to see what part of the lineup they're in too. All right, let me see. Do they actually have a good part of the lineup? Oh, they actually have a good part of the lineup. This actually could lead to, I don't think 4, but if they're lucky, maybe they can get a 2. Leading off 2 for 3 with a K, one of the hotter hitters for the Cubs today, first baseman Trey Mancini. So that actually is good, looking good for them. Batting second, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Tucker Barnhart, the catcher, not so good. But then after him, it starts to kind of trend upwards. It's the 1 for 4 RBI, second baseman Nico Werner. So not ideal. You probably would want to be deeper in the lineup, maybe like Suzuki, Bellinger, Wisdom, or Happ, Suzuki, Bellinger. But you never know. Sometimes you can get, someone walk. Sometimes you can get hit by pitch. Sometimes you can steal a base. And it's just doing those little things just to try to get, to the point where you have 1 or 2 guys on and ideally 3. But usually when that happens and you get the bases loaded, it's based off the pitcher, either hitting someone, walking someone, or a wild pitch. So we'll see. Oh, yes. You know how much I love the Outsiders. Hell, I've never cried when anyone died. Even when Macho Man died and Elizabeth, I didn't cry, but it hurt. Scott Hall is the first wrestler that ever made me tear up and cry. I mean, I've always, watched, documentaries and, I've always been, NWO for life, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, Diesel, Kevin Nash. It's a big part of my life, man. Collect a bunch of the figures and the memorabilia. Hell, I still wear NWO when I go out in public. I'll still rock the Wolfpack and the black and white jackets and hoodies. And I have T-shirts and, wrestling figures still in the package. And what a time, man. What a time, dude. 2 of my favorites of all time. Arguably the best big man of all time, Kevin Nash. Obviously, Undertaker, on that side is obviously a legend. And if you want Undertaker as a big guy, but as far as like the opposite, Kevin Nash is legendary, absolutely fantastic. And, I always like the bad guy. I like heels. So, I mean, shit, I got the Hollywood Hogan fucking NWO. It's the only wrestling figure I have. I usually swap them out. But I mean, if I wasn't NWO, there's no way in hell I'd have NWO Hogan with the spray paint and the belt. And on top of that, to show how hardcore, I even have the fucking rare NWO guardrail that came with from back in the day in the 90s. So when you're NWO, you're NWO for life. I mean, they told me that, so I believed it. Big swing and a miss. 1 away. Werner, sit down. Mancini, sit down. Next up, Tucker Barnhart. Warriors are up 61-47. Yeah, I know. I can't believe that you met Jeff Hardy and Kevin Nash, dude. That is so awesome. Air Whitey has actually met a lot of wrestlers too. He sent me pictures, with a lot. I mean, he's hardcore. He watches Japanese wrestling. He watches a lot of stuff. And yeah, I know that I cried when Scott Hall died. When Nash dies, I'll cry. When Hogan dies, even though he's kind of an asshole outside of when he was finished wrestling, there was some like him being racist and him being an asshole. So obviously with Hogan, it's really what he did with the Hulkamaniacs and him being the face of the NWO and being the heel. But the Nash, I definitely will tear up and I will get a little emotional. I hope he lives for quite a long time because he just had his son pass away recently within the last year. So 2 away. Well, the Dodgers are like, fuck that. Gratterall is in there and he's like, oh, you want to come back 6-2? Not happening. Yeah, I can't believe you met Kevin Nash, bro. That's insane. The Jeff Hardy is awesome too, though. Jeff Hardy just recently came back to AEW off rehab. Some of these guys, they got to take care of themselves. Popped up. Final score, Dodgers 6, Cubs 2. Unbelievable. All right, let's throw up some more photos for Cyberpunk to show the gratitude and appreciation So we'll stay on here for a little bit longer until we get our fix of wrestling pictures. And then once we do that, then I'll spend some time with Paisley. And, we'll hang out for a little bit here. Final score, Dodgers 6. Cubs 2 with a grand slam from Outman. 2 for 5, 2 home runs, including a solo shot and a grand slam, 5 ribbies. Unbelievable. 7 home runs in the last 10 games for Max Muncie. Unbelievable.
His first career 2-homer game. And the Dodgers take this one 6-2 final.
Shawn Michaels, another legend. That's Shawn Michaels. I mean, there's a few people that I know that love Shawn Michaels. My boy Justin is a big Shawn Michaels guy, loves him, but also Lenny D, that comes in through wrestling, the Eagles fan. Yeah, he's like Shawn Michaels is his like number one. All right, let's look at some more wrestling here that we got. Cyberpunk. Outsiders, great choice. We got the Hollywood Blondes. Outsiders. I mean, hell, sometimes when I get bored, I'll go and watch, something to make me feel good, from back in the day. And, I can always find something in the 80s and the 90s. But we've never seen heels that were bad, that were cheered like faces ever like this. So it's like you had guys, like Sting, and the Goldberg, and you had these certain guys that were trying to be faces, right? But at one point or another, like if you're Goldberg and you're Sting and you're a face, but you're getting out cheered by the bad guys in wrestling, we've never seen that before. It was the first time in wrestling history where you had these super heels with Hogan, Hall, Nash, and Six and Buff Bagwell and Scott Norton, and they just kept getting bigger and bigger. And then obviously got people to flip like Luger and Sting, and it was crazy. If you ended up watching one of those NWO documentaries, Scott Hall was actually the one that said to Sting when the whole NWO thing was happening, he's like, bro, I don't really like you, and we're not really boys or anything, but he's like, have you seen the movie The Crow? He's like, you should dress up with the jacket, paint your face black and white, and if you want to get away from the, the blues and the yellows and the red and being like the American hero, the surfer looking dude, it's like, go dark, and go with the baseball bat and watch The Crow. And so that's where Sting got that personality, of wearing the black and white, and it was based off Scott Hall's recommendation of that you should be the Crow, and that's what you should dress up as. And you could see Sting's eyes get bigger in the documentary. He's like, you know what? I don't really like you either, but you're fucking brilliant. And I never knew that, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, was the one that led Sting to get to that persona, and then it got him to be cheered on that level when it was Goldberg versus NWO, Sting versus NWO. And you always learn something new in those NWO documentaries. So fucking love it. Nasty Boys. Oh my gosh. Dude, now you're really bringing me back, dude. Hell yeah. It's like Legion of Doom, Demolition, Bushwhackers, and then we can do some famous shit like this, but then we can do, and I love them too. I have so many memories. Earthquake and Tugboat, The Natural Disasters. There's another one. I actually was talking about them just a little while back too. I just love it that we have people that love wrestling as much as me. It's like, it's one of those things that even though I like NASCAR and baseball and, got basketball and football, even with NFL and college football, which I love. It's like, this is one of those things that's at the top for me and it's never going to change. It's like right there with football. And honestly, sometimes wrestling is higher than football for me. Sometimes it's up there like Air Whitey. Sometimes it's my number one. I never stopped. It's been 35, 36 years. Never stopped. And I never will.
Very interested with the high target right there. You thought it was going to be an upstairs fastball, but it's his back.
Yeah, and you made my day, brother. Not only by coming in and saving, us with the donos, but just being able to look at stuff like this. There's nobody else is going to recommend stuff like this. So maybe Odin's son, maybe Air Whitey, maybe Sarah, but I appreciate you, man. Got to get the mouth of the South in there too. Man, this brings back a lot of memories. Hell, I might have to go on YouTube and try to find some Nasty Boy matches to watch.
This is where I play my favorite music. It's my sanctuary. It's my place.
Jimmy Hart. Man, you made my day, brother. Yeah, Mega Powers. There we go. Hogan and Macho Man.
What does that mean today? 5 innings? So far, it's got 2 1/3.
Humorous. Hugh Morris. Oh, my gosh.
So the Mets, who saw a 5-0 lead, shrink to 5-4. If we established a 5-run lead, McNeil on base.
Look at this one, Cyber.
Tonight, 2 hits and 2 RBIs. And
Oh, my gosh. Who's that behind him? Is that Ming? So you got Nasty Boys, Mean Gene Okerlund. Is that Ming? And then you got Hugh Morris. Humorous. Unbelievable. Oh, yeah. Me too, bro. Me too. You have no idea. I mean, I started playing shit on Atari and Nintendo back in the 80s. So, I mean, every game that came out with wrestling, WCW wrestling, you know, and all the 64 games, I still have them today. Some of those 64 games like WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy still hang with the wrestling games on the bigger consoles, even to this day, man. There was just more legends in wrestling and sports in the 80s and 90s that it'll never be replicated. So it's like, you know, I know, Elliot, you're younger and whatnot, and you can go back and watch, but unfortunately, it's never, ever, ever going to be the way that it was. And it would just be really cool to have people experience, you know, what it was like when everyone brought a sign, where everyone cheered, you know, where it was just a different type of vibe. There was just way more legends that were, and then you had ECW, WCW, WWF, you had Rock and Stone Cold, but then you also had DX and you had NWO and RVD and Sabu and ECW. I mean, it was just, I mean, there's some people like, you know, you got a few like the Randy Ortons who could hang back then, the Seth Rollins who could hang back then, but there's not as many, you know, the Hogans, the Scott Halls, the Kevin Nashes. It's just, you know, it's not the same anymore. Even like the tag teams, you know, it's just different, man. I got too many nasty boy photos, it says. Say, oh, dog, too much nasty. Nasty boys. So we got to delete a few, make some room. Oh, yeah. Two of my favorites. Macho Man. And then Macho Man is like, you trying to get with my woman, Hogan? Was kind of cool to be able to see them. You already knew it was going to lead to a feud and they were going to break up, but you know, they could be a super tag team, you know, together. Macho Man, Hogan. I mean, at that point, those are two of the biggest, you know, there was other guys that were big too, you know, Superfly Snuka, there was other guys, but I mean, as far as who they were, I mean, Macho Man, no one can cut a promo better than Macho Man. I mean, like I said, you go back and you watch YouTube and you look at promos. I mean, there is never going to be someone that's going to be able to cut a promo better than that. Elizabeth back there in the background. Look at this one. Elizabeth, Macho Man, Hogan, Andre the Giant. Look at that. DiBiase. My goodness. Look at this. Bobby the Brain Heenan. This is awesome. I've never seen this before. Oh, yeah. And I mean, yeah, like I said, you know, even if people that were born, you know, after you, but like I said, I just try to keep it real, you know, for the people that grew up in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, if you experienced it, I mean, people wouldn't be talking about it to this high regard unless it really was. But again, you know, you just have to look at all the athletes, Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, right? You know, the Joe Montanas, the Barry Sanders, the Jerry Rice, Michael Jordan, Bird, Magic. Like, it doesn't even matter what sport we're talking about. I mean, even tennis with Andre Agassi, Pete Sampras. It's like it was a different time period of all sports. But then on top of that, you also had the wrestling. And it's, I don't know, man. It's just never going to be able to be the same. And just there's just so much talent back then. It was just a different time period, man. Look at this. Unbelievable. Shit makes me smile, man.
Ever since we started looking for a better cashback credit card.
Options have been coming out of
This has nothing to do with the mega powers, but it was just like a cool photo with a bunch of legends that I remember. So I just wanted to throw that up. You'll get a kick out of this. Look at this one. Demolition. Jake the Snake. Oh my God. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Oh, I believe the guy on the far left is Tony Atlas. Orndorff on the far right. And the movies and the culture, that too. That is so true. You know, it was not only sports and wrestling. It was, because think about it, like Stranger Things and a lot of these programs, they're basing their show off the 80s. You know what I mean? And so you like people that grew up in that, we're going to watch that show, like Stranger Things. Then you get the younger kids that are going to watch it. They have no idea really what the 80s was about unless they, you know, watch old movies and, you know, watch these shows that portray what the 80s was really like. But yeah, you really hit it on the head, man. Movies, the soundtrack to video games, the Nintendo era and how wild that was. And to be able to see video games from the birth of like Atari stick figures and me being like 5, 6, 7 years old, Elliot, and just imagining one day that the stick figure football player would turn into something where it would be like where I was wearing goggles and it was like some 3D shit, or guys would be as big as the TV. I remember dreaming about that as a kid, you know, and playing like Madden and Joe Montana Sports Talk Football and a lot of these other games and wondering one day, would the graphics be as big as the screen, like the football animation, you know, with the polygons and, you know, and then, you know, being able to go through, you know, 64 for Nintendo 64 was groundbreaking. And then PlayStation 1, I mean, the hype and the craziness when those two came out. I mean, you got to think everyone was used to, you know, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis 16-bit graphics. And then you go to something that's 64-bit. That's a big upgrade. And then going from that to PlayStation with the disc. I'll never forget the first time that I fucking played Resident Evil, dude. I was like mind blown. AI stuff. Yes, I know. Have you heard the AI music with like Drake and The Weeknd, where they're doing like AI music where it's not even Drake singing or The Weeknd or whatever, but they have like AI create a song with lyrics, but it uses someone that sounds like them, like a very similar sounding, you know, person, and through the AI computer. I've heard a lot of different stuff, but a lot of them is kind of garbage. But there has been a couple where I was like, ooh, this is kind of a banger. It was like what Drake used to sound like 10 years ago and stuff. But yeah. And then now the music industry, you know, now they're worried because now we don't know who's real and who's not. You know, AI is starting to take over for everything. Yeah, lots of Kanye and Drake. Yeah, and like I said, I've listened to some stuff that's been, you know, on the internet, like through like Twitter or Instagram or, you know, other locations and stuff. But I would say most of the stuff that I've listened to was kind of crap. It wasn't up to their, you know, skill set. But there's been a couple like 1-minute snippets where I was like, ooh, I was like, this actually sounds good. But yeah, I've heard some for Kanye as well. Some good, some bad. So absolutely. Cyberpunk, do you got anything else that you want to be able to look at here before we dip out of here? You got any other wrestlers that you want me to bring up? Oh, I found a dope black and white from like 88 when I was 6. This is when I was 6 years old. 6 years old, Elliot. Unbelievable. Oh, yeah. Man, AI is just, yeah. Like I said, I mean, it's one thing that, you know, it's coming out there, but it also makes you kind of like, you can kind of see where the technology and shit is going. I mean, we are starting to get to a point where things are going to get kind of scary with like AI. You know, you already got like the drones, but getting like bots you know, and people that actually look like humans, but it's not, you know, it's like things are, you know, technology is going kind of like to this stage where it's just wild, man. Like you don't know what to expect anymore, where we're going to have robots, you know, roaming the streets and, you know, being like robot cops and shit. And, you know, you're already getting self-driving cars and you're getting AI with stuff on the internet. You know, it's, ooh, the Rockers. That's a good one. I was going to say, I was hoping that you would say at least one or two more things, because I don't mind hanging out. I don't know how much time you have, but I always like spending time with you. And once I can get done, you know, like calling a game, it's always nice to be able to just like talk, you know, and freestyle and stuff. So that way I'm not calling a pitch by pitch or a first down or, you know, whatever it may be. I have a lot of memories with Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty.
Watch Curtis. This ball almost hits him. Oh, we got down. Wasn't as close as I thought.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm always following what's happening in the homeland for me. You know, I want to go back. I haven't been back since I was 5. I went twice before I was 5, and I haven't been since. And the technology that they have, I mean, they Elliot, they got stores that don't have anyone in them. You know, I know you've seen those videos too. Like you'll see the Unilad and you'll see all these videos on like YouTube or social media where like they don't even have anybody in the store. So you just like they can track the weight, you know, based on what you're grabbing in the store and, you know, paying for it and everything. So they don't even, you know, need anyone there. But also the culture, obviously compared to America and Japan, is a little bit different. You wouldn't be able to do that here in America. You have some place that doesn't have, you know, people in it. Yeah, it's going to get robbed. I mean, that's just the bottom line here. So, of course, some people would, you know, follow the guidelines, but there's always going to be some dumbass idiot that's just going to steal and ruin it for everyone.
We've been creating it for more than 100 years. From the most advanced technology to the broadest, most reliable network of sales and service dealers. We lead, others follow.
When you stay at a Bourbon, you always get the whole home. Not part of it, but the whole upstairs, the whole downstairs, the whole fridge, and the whole secret nap room. Because is it really a vacation home if you have to share the house with the host? Only with Virgo.
My relationship with my credit cards wasn't good. I got into debt in college, and no matter how much I paid, it followed me everywhere. The high interest, I felt trapped.
They always had a lot of colors. They were really, like you say, with the Rockers, and there no colors were, you know, like off limits.
Break up with bad credit card debt. Get a personal loan with low fixed rates and borrow up to $100K. Go to SoFi.com to view your rate. SoFi, get your money right.
Then I was but a child eating Heinz on spaghetti.
Hellraiser's nice.
Grown up already. Adulting sucks. You have to eat healthy all the time. Fortunately, read much at a time.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Defeat allergy headaches fast with new Flonase headache and allergy relief.
2 pills relieve allergy headache.
And the congestion that causes it.
Flonase headache and allergy relief. It's all good.
All this month, MLB Network kicks off the season with live game action. Big stars, fierce rivalries, non-stop excitement. Here's what's on the lineup card. Friday on MLB Network.
With Ian Begley. Almost hits a comeback with Beck when he gets one out. Check it out now on SMI's YouTube page. That's the putback.
What keywords should I look up to look that up for Cyberpunk for the Hellraisers? Because I typically when I'm, let me see here. Okay, hold on. I'm just thinking of other keywords that I could use.
James Outman, a grand slam at the top of the ninth. The winner for LA is
Yeah, my favorite tag team of all time will always be Road Warriors, Legion of Doom.
He is just a hit machine. He has. We're going to go to studio here. Just give me a chance to comment first. But I'm going to go to the studio now that you told me to. Gary Apple and Todd Zito standing by for the preview of Paul's Bet Post Game Live, guys. Okay. All right, guys. Did you have a thought you'd like to? Yes. Go right ahead because.
Oh my gosh, you're bringing me back, dude. Holy cow.
Taking back to the woodshed by my prediction. See, here's the thing. He wants to give you as much rope to hang yourself as you can. Well, as a center and wisely catches up your entire count too. So we really set the stage for this comment that you're about to make. I really hope it's a good. Well, I'm going to Nemo goes the other way. But my good comment, I've been for 18 years and I'm still learning this.
Oh my gosh.
It's the first time I ever did that.
Yes.
I didn't know it was a no-no. Well, I know now. That was it. Nemo goes the other way. That's all you were. No, I was going to go further. I just.
Oh my gosh, this Japan stuff. Oh my God, look at this, dude. Yeah, I'm just trying to look for like different keywords that I could use. Bro, you really know how to make my day. And those are like anything animal or hawk, regardless if it's like a fake Legion of Doom or, you know, they had Ahmed Johnson wear the spikes and different things as well. But man, nothing makes me happier. And you know the craziest thing too? I don't even own any Legion of Doom or Road Warriors figures. I probably should, you know, as much as I like them since they're my favorite. I remember one time I went to like a grocery outlet and they had one of them. And I was like, nah, I mean, if they had both, maybe I would buy it. Idiot. I go back like a couple hours later, gone. And I never seen it ever again. I mean, of course I could buy them on eBay. And then they also have like the hard plastic ones, you know, that I had when I was, you know, in like the late 80s, early 90s. You can buy that one and with the cardboard still attached. And that one's cool. But then they have ones that are like elite figures where they're like bigger, more detailed and everything. And yeah, I'd probably start off buying that one and then getting the old version one. But so that one I could hang on the wall and then one that I could actually like, you know, fuck around with and whatnot, pose here on my desk and whatnot. But so cool, dude.
So you can make informed decisions that best fit
Freaking awesome.
a plan designed to help you make your money last so you can go from saving to living. That's the planning effect from Fidelity.
Good Andre the Giant, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Is that Jesse the Body Ventura in there too? Ted DiBiase hanging it back. Was that Virgil even behind Jesse the Body Ventura? See Virgil's head near Hogan. The best, baby. New world order. Cyberpunk, you got another one? You got one or two more? I just don't know how much time you have left with what you got. Kensuke Sasaki.
Look at the night's matchups. Couple of topics right out of the gate. First take from the players. What do you got to do to repeat? And the first of many breakdowns every night. Class is not over. Now I told you there was another play. A full night of baseball starts with the first pitch. MLB time. First pitch. Only on MLB Network. This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant.
I'll give you another one of my favorites growing up. Got to hit you with the Demolition. Got to at least look at a couple photos. If I'm going to bring up Legion of Doom, Demolition is always going to be linked with them. Axe smashing crush.
Drew Smith on the pitch to the bottom of the eighth base, and Mike Yastrzemski is 2 for 3. And he leads it back with a fastball for ball 1.
Smith has been outstanding his last 2 outings. Using his fastball, he's really got a very alive fastball. I love it.
1, 2, 3.
That's like my childhood, just all fucking coming back. Fucking awesome. Demolition, Hogan, and Jake the Snake. Get the fuck out of here. Great. And even though sometimes the wrestling might not be up to par to some of the wrestling now, it didn't matter. It was the characters. It was the costumes. It was the face paint. It was just what wrestling was about back then. You know, you didn't have to be the most technical wrestler. We already knew which guys were, you know, like Shawn Michaels and, you know, Bret Hart. There were certain guys, right? But sometimes it was just about your persona or if you had good mic skills.
Stop messing around with everything else. He's thrown that pitch. He's done it. It's really working out. And when you have a fastball like that, it's alive. You don't have to be picture perfect with it. Just air it out. Go for a strike up in the strike zone.
Flores is 0 for 3 tonight.
We're in an era of
Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin, and Kurt Angle.
2-0, 3-1. It's all secondary pitches.
So are these like ones that are just coming off the top of the head, or are you just like looking through and thinking of which ones? Man, some of these are fantastic, dude. I can't even tell you the last time I saw a photo of these three together. Man, you're really flooding every level of my wrestling love, man. ROH Wrestling's greatest tag team.
And Flores drives one deep to left center. Back of the gap goes Nimmo, and he runs it down.
I'm telling you what, Brandon is patrolling the center field. I mean, he's covering everything.
He's getting such great jumps on the ball. The first step, right off the crack of the bat, he has improved so much in that area that balls that used to be difficult catches now are easy ones.
I couldn't agree with you more, and so far in this game, the placement of the outfield has been perfect. They're shading the hitters where they've been hitting them.
Yeah, nothing makes me happier, man, seeing old school stuff.
Hey, a happy Friday to all who celebrate.
Yeah, underrated, man.
Back in on trend, it's not 420 anymore. No more excuses.
Got one more day, and my brother's got a birthday on Saturday. He's roaming around. I don't know where he went.
Maybe he went to Golden Gate Park with a 420 Rebel.
Oh, I don't think so.
Crawford, we should look back. He noted that Los Angeles when Dan Outman hit his first home run tonight, that he hit it 420 feet with 420. One-two coming. He sells that fastball up at 2-2.
Remember Raddick with his fastball up.
We've said this so many times, but I'm going to say it again. Showalter does not like to throw his pitchers back-to-back days. Throw his pitchers back-to-back. But sometimes you just don't have a choice. The Mets have used 5 relievers yesterday after Scherzer was ejected. They'll play a man short now for the next 10 days. They're going to have to activate Joey Casey tomorrow to make the start tomorrow night. So there are a lot of moving parts. One of the consequences of that is guys having to work a little bit more often. Slow ground ball.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Flip to Lindor, the spin around, and he got him for the double play. Beautifully turned Guillorme and Lindor, 4-6-3 to end the inning.
My gosh. These faces, man.
I'm Jake, and this is my home. My first big purchase. Healthy Home Depot. This is where I play my favorite music. my sanctuary. It's my place. Home means everything to me.
At the Home Depot, you'll find top brand kitchen appliances that just fit in-store and online. They'll fit your budget, your space, and with innovative features, they'll fit your favorites too. Save up to $140 on the Samsung kitchen package in-store and online.
Meet Ultimate Hybrid, advanced ceramic anti-wax technology. The best of both worlds, but better. Only for mothers.
The all-new Chevy Colorado is made for more. Bring more. Do more. See more.
It's like when everyone found out they weren't brothers.
The all-new Chevy Colorado, made for more.
Hydration dropping. Rapid rehydration initiated. Unlock specialized blend of 5 electrolytes.
Oh my God, so badass.
Now available in powder and Gatorlight Zero Sugar.
Oh my God, look at this one. Holy shit. I just got a flashback. Get out of here. Bro. Oh my God. Unbelievable.
Nice feed from backhand, then feed, and then the spin from Lindor. And I've got to say, you mentioned it in innings, that chase Utley slide into Tejada was on a play exactly like that. Yep. And on his back turn, he had to spin around, and that's when Utley hit. Yep. And he was on a legal slide, too. It's very surprising, but Utley's was a smart player. That was just like a cross-body block. But you wouldn't make that play if you could take out a middle infielder and double play like you used to. Those are different now.
So Tristan Beck trying to finish off this game for the Giants and do great service to the rest of their bullpen. So on the ILS, just 3 2/3. Beck has gone 4 1/3 in relief in his big league debut. He's given up 4 runs, but he has saved the rest of Gabe Kapler's pen. Slider out of the strike zone to Alonso. He's driven in 4 runs tonight with a 2-run homer and a 2-run single. Jeff Brigham is up in the Mets bullpen. So he'll get a chance to finish this game, which is interesting to me. It's bounced to shortstop. It's Crawford. And he feels like a lot to remember. Because you've got Tommy Hunter, who was activated from the injured list, who's yet to pitch. And you've got Edwin Uceta, who got called up and is yet to pitch.
Fucking A, man. So cool. Especially when you can find like the candid stuff like this. Well, you sure know how to put me in a good mood, brother. Let me tell you.
I lost my phone.
Vogelback walking his only plate appearance, and he drives this one out to right field, but plenty of room out there for Yastrzemski back in Triples Alley. And he's got it 2 out. T-Mobile coverage cam, Pete Alonso over the.
You got anything else that you want to see, brother? And we got some pretty good ones, man. Started off with the Hollywood Blondes, stunning Steve Austin, Brian Pillman. My gosh. Obviously, Outsiders. I'm never going to not love that. Always going to be my favorite, one of my favorites. Brothers of Destruction. How cool. Super epic photo right there.
We started the night with a 375 on base percentage. Has that up to 405. For his high and averages we're accustomed to seeing. But now he has his 3rd hit of this game. He on base 5 times in a row as he got on that curveball for a 2-out hit.
The Mets are good breaking ball hitters. All these young hitters that we've seen, as they've improved and
Still 7-5.
balance, let the ball break to the bat.
I was thinking if they were gonna, I mean, if it wasn't on ESPN, ESPN Plus, you know, and then they have what now on Mets 9, Giants 4. Hopefully you end up getting the dub. Bobby the Brain, nice.
Hits for the Mets tonight. In the ninth, the Giants will have 8-9-1. Sable, Wisely, and Wade due up. They're going to get ready to face them. It was Guillorme, he was 1 for 3, a walk double. 2 on and 2 out. He takes a fastball for a strike.
He was a great character too. Just sad with so many wrestlers and managers, you know, that we grew up loving and watching and idolizing. You know, so many of them are passed away now.
Take one for the team. He'll be back in Sacramento.
You got your debut, though. You got the big leagues.
Swing and a miss. He gets Guillorme with the slider to end the inning. So he winds up going 5 1/3 in relief in his debut. 3 more outs to get for the Mets up by 5.
Sonic. Zillow Home Loans turns finders into keepers. With a fast, transparent process and no hidden fees, there's no place like Zillow Home Loans.
Heart-pounding design, intelligent technology, courageous performance. Discover a new world of possibilities in the Lexus RX. Never lose your edge.
Brought your baseball glove to basketball practice. It turned out to be a football practice.
Rhythm and blues.
Game on, jump sleep. It's Mattress Firm's big spring sale. Save up to $500 on the sleep you deserve.
Oh my God, yes. Honky Tonk Man and Greg Valentine. My God. You're really trying to bring me back. I actually brought up Honky Tonk photos like a couple days ago for the first time in a while. And then a couple weeks before that, I did it again. And man, you're really tapping into my childhood, dude.
Coming up tonight after the post game, it's on the sports night. Lots of postseason action to keep track of with all the New York teams involved. So coming your way right after the post game tonight on SNY. Jeff Brigham on to pitch for the 3rd straight day. First 2 have gone well.
He has been outstanding in his first 2 relief appearances. He's come in and done the job.
There's 2 batters on Wednesday night. Struck them both out.
Your wrestling knowledge is top notch, man. You know, just having, you know, those memories, man. Man, unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. Going into the 9th. There we go.
this road trip. Swept with Oakland, won 2 or 3 in LA. And that slider was flowing in. 1 and 2 to Sable. But Senga went 5 allowed 4 runs, 5 hits, but the bullpen's been solid. With Relly, John Curtis, and Drew Smith, each with a scoreless inning. Mets had a 5-run lead. Giants got within 5-4, but the Mets then with a run in the 6th on a McNeil home run, and 3 more in the 7th.
Oh my God. And you always had Jimmy Hart somewhere. It's like it was a lot of managers. You know, they don't really do a whole lot of managers like then, but it's like whatever you were looking for, some kind of heel or some, you know, you knew Jimmy Hart, and it was always gonna. I mean, if you go back and look at a lot of these photos, it seems like Jimmy Hart's in a lot of them because, you know, he was everywhere, you know, with all the different gimmicks and all the different things that they got going on at the time. Oh my gosh, so awesome.
Swims out from under his helmet trying to get to that slider. And Brigham starts his outing with a strikeout, 1 out of the night.
Upstairs fastball. Big swing from Sable. Big long swing. He's hard. How about the slider?
89. 1 out. Here's Brett Wisely, who's 0 for 3. And he takes a slider for a strike. That's struggling to find enough starts.
Jimmy Hart, man, unbelievable. I mean, there's so much epic Jimmy.
Short for the next 10 games with Max Scherzer under suspension. To come to Wisely. And gets off the fist to the third baseman Escobar for the second out. So the Giants are down to their final out of the night. On the way coming up.
Oh my God.
Casey tomorrow night, Peterson Saturday, McGill Sunday.
Elliot, yeah.
Which enabled them to flip back to Senga on normal rest. Casey is taking Carrasco's spot. Almost had an injection in his elbow, which was diagnosed with a bone spur. No telling how long he might be out.
Freaking Brian Knobs.
Justin Verlander still working his way back. After hoping to have him back in the rotation first week in May, shortly after Scherzer's return. 1-1 coming to Wade. Fastball away, 2 balls and strike. Wade hits the slider out to left. On comes Canna, and the ball game is over. Rigger works a 1-2-3 ninth. The Mets get 4 RBIs from Pete Alonso. Home runs from Escobar and McNeil as well. And they overwhelm the Giants 9-4 to go 6-1 on this road trip.
Well, and once again, they get up to a 5-0 lead. Senga gives up 4 in the 5th. He does get his 3rd win in 5 innings, but the Mets immediately come back and add on.
Mets just won 9-4 over the Giants.
Giants, big nights from Pete, Escobar, and Memo again red hot.
So the Mets keep on rolling in California. 6 wins and 7 tries in Golden State. As you game summary, Pete Alonso, 9th home run.
And with that flyout, the Mets have now won 7 of their last 8. Pete Alonso has 9 home runs in the club's first 20 games this season. That ties a franchise record. Meanwhile, the Giants have now lost 6 of their last 7 as they drop this one 9-4. And Quick Pitch starts now.
Whenever Tatis Jr. goes down like that, simply something to worry about.
How quiet did this crowd get the air out of the room a little bit? Shocking news right now in the world of Major League Baseball. Fernando Tatis Jr. suspended after violating the league's performance-enhancing drug policy. It's a good look for him. You really hate to see that with your starting out. He's trying to prove himself again.
Heck yeah. I'm going to go check up on Paisley here real quick, since I've been streaming here and been in this room for about 4 or 5 hours. Love me some Paul Bear.
It's easy to forget. With the motorcycle accidents, the wrist surgery, an 80-game PED suspension, followed by shoulder and yet another wrist surgery. But Fernando Tatis Jr. is still one of the most electric players in baseball. And despite no major league action since October of 2021, El Nino reminded us of his potential with a dominant performance in AAA while serving his last games of his suspension, launching 6 homers in his last 3 contests. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. It's Tatis time.
Rashad Duo. This is slammed to right. That's going to bounce off the wall. Cronenworth will score. They're waiting Carpenter. Trey Christian coming in.
And then when he dyed his hair after going black with Undertaker, when he had this look with Kane. I don't know if a lot of people remember this. The many faces of Kane. I'm going to go check up on Paisley here real quick. I sent you a message, Cyber. I appreciate you, man. Well, I'm getting a little hungry. I haven't, we had pizza and I didn't really get a chance to eat too much of it and whatnot. And I just went and checked in on Paisley and she gave me the look. You know, I think she's ready to kind of snug with Dad and maybe play a little bit. I don't know if it's still raining. I might try to take her for a walk. It's been raining all day. So I want to try to get her some exercise as well. Let's go through some of the photos that we still have on here. Dude, way to bring me back, man. And way to save the stream. You know, like I said, it's been pretty rough in 2023. And thank you so much for believing and supporting and you know, just being who you are, man. I really do appreciate you tremendously. Some great ones too. Man, my childhood, dude. Nasty Boys. Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Jimmy Hart, and Hogan. Man. Oh. Man, he was the best with The Undertaker. Still had his moments with Kane, but Undertaker was different. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Time for your boy to eat a little food and give some kisses to Paisley and some hugs. And What a game. Final score, Dodgers 6, Cubs 2. We got a chance to have Cyberpunk come in and brighten up the stream and brighten up the day for me. And we get to do a little bit of nostalgia and throwbacks with the wrestling. You guys are the best. Elliot, thank you for hanging out and chilling. I appreciate you guys. You really made my day, man. Thank you. Elliot, have a great rest of your day. Cyberpunk, you are a true one of one. I sent you a message on Twitter. I appreciate you a lot. I'll be back tomorrow around 7 p.m., 6 or 7 p.m. for the Cardinals and Mariner game. That'll be tomorrow, and then I'll be in Seattle for Saturday and Sunday, and then I'll be back Monday to record. So, but I might hop online when I'm in Seattle so you guys can see the room, or if I go eat somewhere, or if I can actually get signal while I'm at the game and whatnot. So I appreciate you guys very, very much. Cyber, you're the MVP. Thank you, Elliot, everyone else. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.